Those going to their positions now for this clash between Norwood and Central District. Laurie, who do you like?
I like Central's actually. Winning form is good form, 4 on the trot, and Norwood with just 5 days break. I tend to fancy the doggies.
Well, I think that Norwood really starting the season poorly. They'd be really wanting a little bit of confidence last week, which they got. A little bit of a break over 5 days, but I still think that they can get the money. Central's haven't impressed me yet.
Okay, so we're just about set to go. The umpire's about to hold the ball aloft for this clash on 5AA footy between Central District and Norwood. It'll be Yerbury and also Arnold. Up they go. Yerbury wins it. In they go hard. A chance for Bello now for Central District. He's tackled, brought to the ground, and the umpire calls a stoppage, and he'll bounce pretty well alongside of the centre circle. Conditions, Laurie, absolutely fantastic, really.
Apart from the breeze, Mark, yes, I'd have to agree. Bounce down, secondary bounce in the centre of the ground. Up went Yerbury, got first hands onto the footy. McGowan's in there. The ball comes out to Cotton. Right foot kick up towards centre half forward. Chance now for the Redlegs through Marsh. Ball at right half forward. Here's a go now for Cunningham. Can't get the hand pass clear. Eventually it comes back to Carslake. He's well tackled by Bello, and we'll have a bounce between the wing and half forward right on the members' side of Football Park. No score yet in this first quarter of action on the Rocket Brothers scoreboard, and we've played nearly a minute in the first term. Bounce down once again. Up goes Yerbury, got hands to the ball. McGowan's in there. Bello also trying to get the ball out. Charging through was Arnold, but he couldn't control it. Cotter applies a tackle on Cunningham, and again, another bounce there between the wing and half-forward position on the members' side of the ground.
There's going to be a couple of good match-up boys. Young Adam Crouch on Holmes going to be a beauty.
Should be a fantastic one, that. Comments from Rick Davies. Carslake runs onto the bouncing ball. Can't do anything constructive. Kicked off the ground by the Bulldogs up toward centre half forward. That kick came from Arnold. Picked up by Pitt, though, for Norwood. Kicks inside the centre square. No mark taken down there. A chance for Daniel under pressure. Hand passes back. Opportunity now for Hicks. Gathers, doesn't panic, and then looks upfield. He's going to kick about 30 metres. Not too bad. Down toward right half forward. Big pack into the air, and the mark has been taken down there. It's been taken by Conway kicks inside the 50 downfield, and McCardle has come out and taken the mark in the right forward pocket. Who was that kicked it inside 50, Rick?
I didn't pick
Cotter.
it up. Cotter. Yes, it was Cotter, but a good mark by Conway. He put himself right in a beautiful spot, and a beautiful quick hand pass off. And I tell you what, Fleming really made McCardle earn it, almost 50 metres.
Okay, McCardle now is going to kick from around about 25-30 metres. He's on a tough angle. He's tucked away in the right forward pocket. Here he goes now. Kick not too bad. No, in fact, it's drifting right across the face of goal. No mark taken. It's in the left back pocket. And Norwood come away with it. They storm out of defence.
And here's the Redlegs now through Carslake at right half back. His measured kick up towards the wing. Will it stay inside the line? The boundary umpire says no, it's out on the full. Cunningham was the player the kick was meant for, but the doggies will get a resultant free kick, and it'll be Joseph Hicks or the big man Arnold. It'll be Arnold, grandstand centre wing, right by the interchange gate here at Football Park, members' side. Now Arnold goes long up towards left half forward, pack forming. Conway came over the top. Free kick awarded to that player.
Oh, that was soft, boys,
a little bit
wasn't
soft,
it, really?
Jumbo, yes.
Well, I think Bowman's got to put a little bit of pressure on him, but a great start by the big fella. 2 marks in about 2 minutes.
So Conway will go long from left half forward. The ball will land in the attacking 50 for the doggies once he elects to kick it. Norwood dropping back deep in defence. There's hardly a player forward of centre for the Redlegs at the moment as Conway goes long up towards the forward zone for the doggies. Ball on the ground now. Crouch is there for Norwood. In goes Obbs. He can't control the football. Diving on it was Davey. Bassett's in there for the Redlegs also, and we'll have a bounce 35 metres out, dead in front of the Central District's goal. They're going into the breeze in this first quarter. No score yet on the Rocket Brothers scoreboard. We've played 3.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Okay, so the bounce to take place inside the 50 now for the Bulldogs. They'd love a score here. Chance for them to work it away. Bello, clever hand pass. That's not too bad to McGowan. He was under pressure. Scotty Lee getting underneath it. Pitt takes the mark. He judged that better. He was looking to hand pass off. He goes back. He's still looking to hand pass off. Now he decides to kick it to Bassett, who's wearing the long sleeves. Bassett, who played so well last week against Port Adelaide, kicks it down. But that's a good kick. It's a wonderful kick. And he's found Harvey just backward of the wing. Harvey chips it infield. He's got Cotton, who's playing in the middle. He chips it downfield. He's got a man, and that's Yerbury. And Yerbury smack bang in the middle.
Yes, he's got the footy, Yerbury, for the Redlegs. He'll drive Norwood forward for the first time into their attacking 50. Good kick. It was looking for Neil. Off the hand hands of the pack, snap forward by Bound, up towards the southern end goal. It looks good off the boot. It's through for Norwood's first goal. It's there on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Norwood 1 straight 6. The Doggies yet to score, and Rick Davies, we played 4 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, that was a great bit of play by the big fella. He just didn't panic. He just got hold of the football and just went for the goals, and a lovely finish off, but great work by Pitt. I tell you what, I still reckon that he can play AFL football, Stephen Pitt. I know he's had a couple of goes with Collingwood and no one's picked him up, but he is just a magnificent player across that half-back line, and every time I've seen him, he hasn't let me down, and he just put himself courageously in front there and then just got the ball down, and Harvey ran forward. But a great bit of work by Norwood to open their account. Big Stuart Bound.
Yes, and he's on the Crows list too, Rick.
Yep.
Yes, he's a good boy. He's playing at centre-half forward. That's his first goal. It's Norwood's first goal for the game, so a good start for them after the bounce, and there is a stoppage, and the umpire's going to bounce it on the attacking side of centre now for the Bulldogs. Lots of players around the fall of the ball. Arnold and also Yeobury, as you'd expect. Obbs tries to work it away, only goes into the pack, and again the umpire comes over. He's in good position, and he's going to bounce once again on the attacking side of centre for the Bullies.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scrap so far, Rick. Bit like last night.
Yes, it is a little bit of a scrap, but I think you'll find the players just starting to get used to the conditions, because most of the grounds around the suburban aren't as good as this.
Ball ace now with the footy, hands it off nicely to Crouch. Crouch's left foot kick up towards the attacking 50. Out come the forward player for Norwood in Neil. Ball on the ground now. Chance for Stevens to clear, but the red legs through Crouch. Drive it long up towards the goal square. Joey back with a fly to the foot. He's king, and he takes the mark in the left forward pocket. So a chance for Norwood to kick their second goal in about 2 minutes. And the young man, in fact, it's Marsh down there for the Redlegs. So Marsh, who made his debut last week, the 26-year-old for Norwood, came across from Victoria, mate of Anthony Harvey's, having a crack at local football here in South Australia. Chance to kick his first goal of the, well, it's afternoon still, isn't it, as he lines up for goal. Marsh, 20 metres out, slight angle, kick on its way, looks good off the boot, through it goes. So Norwood kicked their second, and after 6 minutes on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, it's Norwood 2 goals straight. Central's yet to score now. Let's go around the grounds, thanks to our friends at Fielder Steel Roofing.
Full time at the Woodville Oval, the Eagles 18-14, 122, defeated South Adelaide 9-6-60. Almost full time at the Bay, Sturt 9-19, 73, Glenelg 5-5, 35. In fact, the final siren has just gone at the Bay, so a win there for the Double Blues.
A couple of beautiful wins there in the South Australian National Football League. Big Marsh, he's like a big buffalo, isn't he, down there? And he was always going to mark the ball, and that was a magnificent kick. He looks a likely prospect down there.
Arnold and Yeobury, there's the bounce in the middle, good bounce too, and Arnold wins it. Carslake runs onto the bouncing ball and then swings it around with his left foot up toward centre half forward. No mark taken down there by Harvey. Running onto it, Daniel under pressure. Geez, an uncompromising character. Not the most attractive footballer I've ever seen, fellas, but he's very effective.
Young Daniel's a very good player. I've watched him over the last couple of years. He probably hasn't really gone on to any great heights, but he's very solid in defence.
Ball at centre half forward for the Redlegs, charging through. Joseph Hicks tries to get it back towards Bello. He's well tackled. Harvey's in there for the Redlegs, but it's Arnold now who gets the hand pass across the Swatala. His ordinary looking kick into the centre of Football Park. Chance now for Centrals to clear. The ball in the hands there of Stevens. Stevens gets on the right foot up towards half forward. Bassett from behind applies a good ball. Here's Pitt now. Hand passes over towards Davey. Davey for the Redlegs clears out towards the wing, and Doreen's got it. Oh, he's well tackled nearly there by Stevens. Dropped the footy. Doreen got the hand pass back to Obbs. Left half forward the Redlegs. Obbs goes long up towards the forward zone. Up there looking for Neil. Ball on the ground now. Arnold mopping up for the Doggies. Comes out towards the grandstand side, and he finds Holm with the hand pass.
Yes, puts him under pressure. Holm, hand pass, not particularly good, but as I said, he had a couple of Norwood players at him. He's done well. He's redeemed himself. He's picked up and he's kicked it downfield, but only to a couple of Norwood players again. They're all over the place. This is Yeobury. He chips it short. He's got Cotton on the wing. Cotton goes long. Good kick by Cotton. Well inside 50. Heath Hopwood having to get back and defend stoutly, and that's exactly what he does as he hand passes to Arnold. Arnold about to work his way out of defence. He didn't have the hand pass there, but he kicked it off the ground intelligently. Almost a mark to Carslake at half-back. Couldn't quite pick up. Forced over the line was Crouch, and the umpire's going to toss it in at right half forward for Norwood. They're doing a lot of the attacking.
I tell you what, Big Arnold looked like he was in slow motion there, didn't he? He didn't want to bend it and pick it up, so he just thought he'd kick it off the ground and almost got the Doggies out of trouble.
Arnold in front position, won the tap down. Ball aces there for the Redlegs, and the ball goes over the boundary line once again and out of play. About 60 around from the Norwood attacking end. They've kicked 2 straight on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. The Doggies yet to score, but that breeze Quite a stiff one in this first quarter.
I think you've got to put the ball up fairly high to have any advantage.
9 minutes gone in the term. Boundary throw in once again. Arnold doing battle. Yerbury. Ball comes to ground. Here's a chance for Carslake now. Directs traffic to centre half forward. The kick's there looking for Obst. Oh, nearly took the mark from behind. He's back over it now. 50 metres out from goal. Kicks long up towards the goal square. Running back with the fly of the footy is bound. And it nearly goes through for a goal just to the right of the goal post. Norwood 2-1 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. The doggies yet to score.
Yeah, good work by Obs there. He had an option and Marsh made a bit of a lead, but he decided to go for the open goal square and it just missed to the right-hand side.
This is Harada now. He's only played a couple of games in 2 years. He's had problems with his feet. He's kicked very wide to the far side. Out there is Neil and also Hicks, I think it might have been, and it has gone over the chalk, so the umpire's going to toss it back in at left half forward for Norwood. 2-1 Norwood. Central yet to score. Norwood kicking with the breeze. The boys reckon could be worth 4 or 5. Couple of hand passes. Marcobello's got the footy. He kicks downfield and a good mark taken there by Conway. Conway turns around. Left foot. He goes about 30 metres downfield. He's got Cotter. Can't take the mark. Norwood in defence, working pretty well. Away goes Clement. Clement kicks downfield toward the wing and almost a mark taken down there by Crouch. Well done though by Daniel. Daniel chips it forward and Central District out of trouble.
And the ball's in the hands of Conway once again at left half forward. He kicks long into the forward pocket. It's taken by Lee. Now Scotty Lee goes for home. The ball will land up in the goal square. Flying high was Hicks. Ball on the ground. Bassett now for Norwood will mop up. He kicks short and he's got his teammate there in Harvey. Harvey now running through half back. Runs past Conway. Ball comes back towards Davey. His chip kick is a good one. Finds Lockie Bowman down here on the wing. Members side. He goes long up towards the attacking 50. Dropping back, nearly taking the mark was the player there in Harada. Harada now moves the ball out towards the outer side and his kick is a good one. It finds Hicks out there. He runs with the footy now. In fact, it's Stevens. Stevens in the centre of the ground. Goes long up towards right half forward and the mark taken nearly out there by McCardle as he runs onto the footy.
Yes, he gathers it now and chips short and doesn't chip well at all because Davies filled the hole in front of Lillico. And Davey about to sweep the hand pass. No, he decides to kick it because he's got big Yerbury, but it went over his head. And as a result, Central District in the van again. They move it forward downfield toward left half forward. Bouncing ball. Awkward one there for Lee. Kicked off the ground by Harvey. Good intelligent footy. Down toward Daniel territory. Here he is again, Daniel. He's getting a lot of the leather. He hand passes. It's not too bad. Away they go, Central District, chipping it forward. And the mark has been taken by Holm. Holm 75 metres out. Good kick. Lillico's taken the mark. He's 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Great work there by Daniel. We mentioned him a couple of minutes ago coming off that half-back line. He's now gone on to Adam Crouch when he goes off the ball. But that was a beautiful pass by Holm.
Yeah, good on you, Rick. And here's Lillico's kick, and it is offline to the right. It hasn't quite got the distance. It's still in play. They're battling out, and in the end, no one panicked. No one certainly from the Norwood Footy Club because Pitt's about to work it out from deep in defence.
And he clears out towards right half-back. Chance now for Carslake to take the mark up against Lee, and he does well, does the young man, Scotty Carslake.
Best man on the ground at the minute, yeah. Carslake.
No doubt about that, Rick, as he kicks up towards the wing and a good mark taken by Cunningham. He keeps the ball in play, chips up towards half forward right. In fact, the ball inside 50 now. Bone or bound with the footy. Campbell's to nobody in particular. Cotter's running after football, charging through, trying to take control of the footy was a Raider, but it comes back to Cotter. Cotter chips back inside the defensive 50 and the mark taken back in there by Hicks, Joe Hicks on this occasion. Gives the hand pass over towards Swatala. His kicks to a 50-50 contest. Chance now for Geister. Gets the handball to Holm, who traps it with his foot. Trying to get a handball clear back to Geister. Bit of aerial ping-pong there as Harvey swoops on it for the Redlegs. In turn to Ops. Ops in turn to Doreen. His kick's a good one. And in the forward pocket, or virtually in front of goal, is Marsh, who'll have a chance to kick his second goal of the afternoon.
Well, isn't it amazing football? Just one little turnover, one bad hand pass. Big Arnold should have been kicked right in the dinger there because all he had to do was handball to the Central District player, hit him right in the stomach and run forward and they kick a goal. It goes to ground, they pick it up, and here's the result.
Marsh looking to kick his second goal. We've hit the 13-minute mark of the first term. Marsh lines up from a similar spot to earlier, and I don't know if he's kicked it. I think he's missed to the left. He has. So Norwood 2-2 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, 14. Central's yet to score.
Absolute let-off there for Central Districts because, I tell you, they were running the ball straight through. It just goes to show you that a couple of times, Bowman down here on that wing mark, just kicked it straight to the opposition, and they just got to try and control the footy.
Control it, yes, and Geister is controlling it from fullback. Good long kick out toward the half-back flank. Well done by the Bulldogs as they work it away. This is Bello, got it from Holm. and Holm gets it back again. Bellows got it, and now Holm's got it. So they're really racking up the possessions. Chance now for McGowan, who was involved in all of that. Kicks downfield toward right half forward, 2 or 3 up. Well done by Pitt, getting some useful touches in defence as he has right throughout the season. He's had a fantastic season. Here's Bellow, bad kick, generally pretty good. Opportunity now for Lillico under pressure, thrown over the chalk, and the umpire's going to toss it in
out on the
right
full.
half forward. Out on the full.
Hit the back of Lillico's foot.
Oh, how unlucky was he? So he's erred here, and Norwood are going to chip it away from deep in defence and get out of trouble again.
Lockie Bowman from the defensive 50 kicks long up towards the wing. He's only got ball ace there, but the ball comes back towards Ops. Chance now for the doggies. McGowan was pulled off the footy and playing to advantage. The free kick goes to Stevens. Stevens, right foot kick up towards attacking 50. Conway couldn't take it at the second attempt. The hand pass from Davey was good. Found Cotton charging through Big Yerbury. Through the centre of the ground, the big man has a bounce from centre field. Kicks long to a vacant 50 attacking area. Running back with the fly to the footy. Hereda in the right back pocket now. He's got the football. Looks to kick to a teammate, and he's got Swatala out there, but he actually kicks the ball over his head and out of play in the causeway area below the scoreboard. The Rocker Brothers scoreboard, which reads Norwood 2-2. Central's yet to score after 15 minutes of the first quarter.
One thing about that Yerbury, he's an athlete, isn't he?
He is, Rick.
Sprinted through the centre of the ground and kicked a magnificent long screw punt, but to nobody.
Yes, it went about 65, 70 metres, didn't it? But that's a good point. There was just no one there. Now they've got a chance. Norwood, Harvey, hand pass slipped over. Chance now for Crouch. Had the ball then, hand pass to Yerbury. They're making heavy weather of it here because Central District are just keeping on going, and eventually Daniel kicks clear out toward the far side. Out there is Hicks. Needs to try and trap it. Has. Now tries to hand pass it. Doesn't, but still gives his teammates a bit of a chance. Lee got it across to Hicks again. They're gradually working it forward. Lillico's there. He's in the back of a Norwood player. The umpire comes over. He says, that wasn't in the back. I'm just going to bounce it. Far side, eastern side of Footy Park. It's 2-2 Norwood. Central yet to score on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
Hard work though, Loz, isn't it? They just can't seem to get an even rhythm running through the centre.
Footy on the logo on the outer side. In goes Chambers. It was. Chance for Carslake now. Gets the handball back. Kick forward there by Clements up towards the wing half forward position there on the grandstand side. Daniel takes a strong mark, second attempt.
He's had a lot of the leather, hasn't he?
Yep. Good player, Brendan Daniel.
And he's on a couple of good players too. He's on Doreen now and Adam Crouch when they come off the ball.
Yep. His short pass finds Lillico, defensive side of the wing, members side. Kick up towards centre half forward. High kick, Yerbury over the top, brought the ball to ground. Chance now there for Chambers, who's going to get a free kick for over the shoulder against Yerbury. So he's got the ball on the centre wing. Just on the in the centre square now as he runs through the middle. Kicks long up towards attacking 50. Damien Hicks is there. Ball brought to ground. Here's Clements now. In fact, Ops has got it. Ops' kick up towards the centre of the ground. Cunningham's there. Doing battle with Joseph Hicks. Ball brought to ground. Here's McGowan. Gets the handball clear over towards Hicks. Hicks in turn to Lillico and he chips forward.
Yes, and he's chipped well because Holmes got it 60 metres from goal. No one in the goal square, fellas. So... well, he's not going to kick it that far anyway because he's got this breeze in his face. He's going to go across the face. Now, who's storming out? Looks like Conway, and he's marked. Great mark by the big man, number 33. He's stormed out and taken a spectacular grab.
Well, that's what he's got to do, though, hasn't he? He's got to stand up. He's about 6'8", and he's getting in front of. He's giving Bowman a bit of a touch-up around the ground at the moment. He's probably taken 3 or 4 marks, and Holm, a great grab, saw the big fella out of the corner of his eye. He's about 30 metres out, and he's a long left foot kick.
Still wouldn't back him here, Rick, or not?
Oh,
I mean, this breeze is a problem,
back
though.
him here.
OK, so here he goes now. The big fella, Conway. He's going to kick from about 45 metres. Let's watch him. Left foot kick. It looks pretty good. It has drifted to the left-hand side, and the umpire comes over and says that's correct. So he's missed. But Central District celebrate because they score first in this quarter.
He should have kicked that, though. That was a centre-half forward's goal. He was on his right leg, and it was just 35 metres out. They should have kicked that.
Clements goes long down towards centre half back. Norwood's first score, 1 behind 1 point to Central's to Norwood. Sorry, two goals, 2-14 as McGowan's got the ball on the outer side centre wing, gives it over towards Stevens. Stevens kick up towards the forward zone, nearly marked by Scotty Lee. Damien Hicks is there. Lee gets it back over towards Lillico. Lillico's kick towards an open goal square. Will it bounce in the hands there of his teammate down there? Who's McCardle? The ball in the right forward pocket. Hand pass comes back. Damien Hicks now. Can he control it? Snaps towards goal. It's a high kick. We'll wait on the goal umpire. I think it's a goal. No, it's not. It's still in play now. It's hit the behind post and gone out of play. Goodness me, into that breeze.
Good call, Loz. You weren't even close.
Hey, Rick, I want to ask you something here. Should McCardle have done a Tony Modra there and kicked it off the ground rather than trying to pick it up?
No, I think that, that's you've got to take the ball and just he slipped. That was his problem.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Cotter now works it back inside 50 with his fist, and then gets it back and then chips forward, and the mark has been taken by Chambers. Now Chambers is right in front of goal. He's going to kick from about 45 metres, Rick.
Yeah, he's a handy little player, this Chambers. He really gets in after the footy. Conway's killing them at centre half forward. Central Districts are on top all over the ground at the moment, but Conway missed one a couple of minutes ago. Chambers has to finish this off.
Okay, Chambers now. Here he goes. He's concentrating. He'll kick from probably about 45, something like that. Here he goes. He kicks, and what's he done with it? It looks pretty good from where we're sitting. The umpire has a good look, and he says it's a behind. So it's 2 behinds. They've doubled their score. Central are 2 behinds. Norwood are 2-2 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
That was a magnificent kick, but it just goes to show you, Loz, there's not much in that, Breeze.
Long kick down towards centre half back, but it's Arnold who takes the mark. Plays on quickly, gives the handball over towards Lillico. He runs around to an opponent, gives it to Bello. Bello in turn to McGowan. Can they kick a goal, the Doggies? No, they can't. Off to the left. Another behind 2 Centrals through McGowan. The Doggies 3 behinds, 3 points. The Redlegs 2-2-14 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard as we approach time on in the first quarter.
Well, they may rue that. I think St Kilda today had 3 or 4 kicks of that last quarter for goal, and they went down. And the Bulldogs here, they've missed 3 or 4 easy goals.
Fleming, Cunningham, and now Clements. And Clements kicks long looking for Yerbury. He's a target, and Yerbury takes the mark, and Arnold grabs him and brings him to the ground and forces the error, but Pitt's there at the back of the pack. Good work by Pitt. Long kick, Lee getting underneath it. No, in fact, it's Hicks. And Hicks has taken a good mark deep in defence, and that is Joseph Hicks. Up he gets. He's in the defensive third at the moment, down the southern end of Football Park. 2-2 Norwood. Central of 3 goals, 5 AA footy. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of this clash.
And young Hopwood is giving young Cotton a bit of a serve.
Norwood and Central. Special comments from Rick, the Jumbo Prince Davies. Running onto the footy on the wing is Carslake. And as Rick said earlier, Carslake one of the best to field.
Yeah, no question. He'd have 4 or 5 or probably 6 or 7 kicks up till now. He's winning his wing. But Central Districts, well, they've had an opportunity, haven't they? They've kicked, 3 points. Should have been 3 goals into this bit of a breeze. And they're looking okay, the Bulldogs.
Here's the throw in. Arnold in front position, grabs the ball out of the air. Carslake's in there. Players diving on top of the footy include McGowan. And also Arnold in there amongst the action once again. And we'll have another bounce on the members' side wing. 21 minutes gone in this round 12 clash between Centrals and Norwood here at Footy Park. The curtain raiser to the Crows and Magpies, which will start at 10 minutes past 8. Bounce down. They're on 5 AA footy. Cunningham was there. Chance now for Chambers. Got the hand pass back. Lillico, left foot kick up towards left half forward. The pack sets themselves. Bassett brings the ball to ground. Constable Pitt does well. Gives the handball to Clements. Clements running across half back through the centre now. Kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Bounds up there, sets himself. Good spoil applied there by Harada. Gets the handball clear. Not a good one. Bound tried to get a handball clear over towards Crouch. Crouch now, his handball knocked down by Daniel. Here's Ops, gives the handball back to Cotton. Cotton from 50, left foot kick. Scrappy looking kick up towards the goal square, over the top. The defence is good from the Doggies. Ball on the ground. Chance now for Sotala. He's brilliantly tackled by Ball Ace, and the ball goes over the line and out of play right against the right behind post and the right forward pocket. Golf course end of Footy Park.
Well, at least the umpires are letting play go a bit, aren't they? They're not like the AFL umpires are making ticking touchwood decisions. I thought that was holding the ball, but the umpire's giving all players an opportunity to get rid of it.
Norwood in front by 11 points. Swatala's got it. He tries to hand pass it. Eventually it comes to Arnold, who kicks it downfield, and the mark has been taken, and away goes Cotter, and Cotter kicks downfield. He got it from McGowan. Down on the wing now, 2 on 2. Pitt does well again, getting some valuable touches. This time he overruns it. He tried to soccer it toward the boundary line, toward the chalk. It wasn't successful. Other winners today, the Eagles, Sturt, the Hawks, and last night, West Adelaide.
Bounce down on the members' wing. On the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, it's Norwood by 11 points. We've played nearly 23 minutes of this first quarter. And here's the bounce down. Scotty Lee, in fact, contesting that bounce down. Ball comes to Lillico, and I think he'll get a free kick. At plan to advantage as the hand pass comes across towards Cotter. Cotter doesn't know who to give it to. Gets it back to McGowan. Cool play by the veteran as he gets it back to Scotty Lee. Lee's kick up towards left half forward over the head of Damien Hicks. Bassett now mopping up. Gives the handball to Cunningham. Oh, he's tackled high by Holman. Will get a free kick. So Johnny Cunningham.
Well earned there too, Loz, because Holmes a real tough, hard defender, and he really made Cunningham wear that.
Oh, he centres the ball, dangerous kick. Spoil applied on Doreen there by McGowan. A chance for the Doggies now. Bassett's there, pack forms inside the attacking 50 for Centrals, and we'll have a bounce. The Rocker Brothers scoreboard tells us Norwood 2-2 lead the Doggies 3 behinds, nearly 24 minutes gone in this first quarter. S5AA footy, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7.
I reckon the Bulldogs would be pretty happy, Mark, wouldn't they, with this first quarter? They've missed a couple of easy goals, but at least they are getting in after the footy.
Well, there's only 11 points the margin as Lilico's got it now, runs into the left forward pocket, kicks and kicks long. It'll go across the face. McArdle down there, unable to take the mark. Well done by Fleming. Ran himself into trouble, then gave it to Davey. Davey was very good. He didn't panic. He kicked it wide to the far side of the ground. That's good footy. Stevens and Obst out there, and the umpire's going to hurl it in at right half forward for Central. 2-2, 14 Central. 2-2, 14 Norwood. Will get it right. Central of 3 points, so there's 11 points the margin.
Boundary thrown out there. Conway takes it. Kick forward there by Davey up towards the centre wing. Chance now for Robbie Neal. Ball aces there for Norwood and takes the ball over the boundary line and out of play left half forward.
They've got some quick players, haven't they, Norwood? Cunningham and Harvey. Little ball ace down there, playing pretty well. Yerbury is a big athletic sort of a ruckman, so they've got runners all around the ground. But at the minute, it's pretty hard conditions, pretty wet underfoot, and nobody's getting an easy run.
Arnold from behind won the boundary throw-in tap, went towards Stevens of the Doggies, but he couldn't control the footy, and it's gone over the boundary line and out of play. So goal kickers firstly for Norwood in this quarter so far. A goal each to Bowen and Marsh, and no goal kickers yet for the Doggies as Norwood lead by 11 points. Arnold there controlling the ruck, tried to get it over towards Lilico. In goes Little Bello. Ball on the ground out there now. Tapping it forward there towards Cunningham. A chance now for Harvey as the siren sounds for quarter time. And Norwood, with the aid of a fairly strong breeze in this first quarter, lead at the break. 2-2-14 to Central's 3 behinds, 3 points. I'll just repeat.
To do a little bit, and really Robert Neal up forward, who's been their star forward, hasn't done much. So it doesn't say much for Centrals, but they've just got to keep on chipping away on this quarter.
And Rick Dansborough is going to take the centre bounce. We saw it last Monday down at the Alberton Oval, and it did give Norwood a big lift in the centre square. There's the siren for the second quarter. 5AA footy, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. It's Norwood by 11 points. Ball back in the centre, and a nice bounce by the umpire. Line ball at the centre bounce there. Harvey had the ball knocked out of his hands. Little Bello does well. Got it over towards McGowan. McGowan kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Taking the mark. Fleming does very, very well there in front of McArdle. And he plays on quickly. Chips towards the members' side. Finds Pitt. Pitt from defensive 50. Kicks up towards the wing. He's got Ops there, and he takes the mark. Does he? Yeah, he's been paid by the umpire in front of Stevens of Centrals. Now Ops plays on quickly. Left-handed hand pass is a good one. Finds Downsborough. His first possession. He kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Pack setting themselves. The mark taken down there in the forward area. Good mark by Marsh. Now is he too far out to score? He'll kick from around about 50. Big Jason Marsh. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 in the match so far. He'll go long right on the 50. The ball will land just in the goal square back there. Mark taken by Robbie Neal in the forward pocket. So Robbie Neal a chance to kick his first goal of the match and to put Norwood further in front.
Well, that was a great take by Marsh, coming out to centre half forward. He got himself in the front spot. He's on a pretty difficult customer in that Geister, Paul Geister, and he's a pretty hard player to beat. But Robbie Neal, I mentioned to him at quarter time, he needs to do a bit.
Right up against the behind post. He runs around, left foot kick towards goal. The weight on the goal umpire.
Yes.
He goes to the centre of the goal and he says it's a goal. So a goal to the Redlegs into the breeze. Something Centrals couldn't do in around 25 minutes of footy. Norwood have done it after 1.5 minutes. They moved to 3 goals, 2-20 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Centrals still 3 behinds, 3 points.
That was a great goal by Robbie Neal because he was poked right down there by the Mitre 10 sign, right on the boundary. And I thought that all he had to do was go back and kick the back screw, but no way. He was very, very confident in his own ability. It was a great take too. And good work by Marsh to get it down to him. And Robbie Neal, well, he's paid to finish off, and that's exactly what he did.
Good start here in the second quarter. Norwood are 3 goals, 2-20. Central District just 3 behind, struggling a bit as the ball is wide of the pack, and a chance now for McGowan. The hand pass, a shocker. It went straight to Norwood. It went to Obs. Now a chance for Davey, who floats the hand pass over the top. Well done to Crouch. Now to Cotton, and they're running, and they're going forward. It's a big kick downfield, almost the mark. No, it was Bowen at the back, but he's given away a free kick, and Harada's going to take it from centre half back.
He's a tough, hard player, Harada. He's not going to let Stewie Bowen get away with, anything at all.
There's good play by Harada. There's the ball in the centre of the ground now. Scotty Lee flicks a hand pass across towards Cotter. Cotter to McGowan. Harvey applies the tackle. Players diving in there on the footy on that outer side wing, and we'll have a bounce down. Norwood by 17 points. We've played 2.5 minutes of this second quarter. 5AA footy, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. Make sure you join the commentary team from around about 7:30 for the Crows Collingwood clash. KG, David Wildy, Russell Ebert. Bounce down. Chance for Lillico. Hand pass came over towards Lee. Chance now for the doggies if they can pick the footy up. Chambers is there, gives the handball back. Here's Daniel Holm from 50, standing start. Left foot kick up towards the goal square. Oh, mark taken in the goal square by Damien Hicks. So finally the doggies should kick their first goal of the match. And Damien Hicks takes a nice mark, Jumbo.
Yeah, that was a fantastic mark because he got Bassett out of position. He was always in the box seat for it. He just kept his eye on the ball. And Holm, well, he didn't just penetrate, kick the ball in there. He saw young Hicks and put it to his best advantage.
3 minutes gone in the second term. Damien Hicks kicks the doggies' first goal of the evening. Well, it is evening now. The sun's heading down in the west. And on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, Central's 139, Norwood 3220.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it, to bring Big Downsborough onto the ground? Because I thought Yeobury, well, they've taken him off the ground now, but I thought he did a pretty good job. I thought Downsborough could be better used across that half-forward line, but obviously it worked last week. And let's just hope that Arnold just doesn't get on top of him, because on that occasion, Holmes a very, very well, not quick player, but he's a very thinking type player, and he saw Hicks just out of the corner of his eye, and he made the best of it.
Okay, it's 3-2 Norwood. Central a 1-goal 3. The margin is 11 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. After the bounce, Downsborough got his hand to it. Holm somehow got the hand pass out, and the umpire's going to pull it all back. No, he says play it on. What's going on?
Free to Holm.
Couple of whistles, and it is coming back to Holm. Cotter had the footy. Holm's on the defensive side of the centre square. And he's now concentrating, and he kicks it long. It's going to land about 60 metres out. No, inside 50 in the end. At the back, Hicks. Well done, Damien Hicks. Good work, Fleming, though. And Fleming's taken the mark in front of his defensive goal square. He plays on quickly, and he's got a man out here. It looks like Cunningham. Cunningham's bounced once and then delivers with the left foot. That's a beautiful, delightful kick downfield toward Downsborough. And Downsborough's got it right in front of us on the western wing here at Footy Park, and the crowd's starting to build. And Downsborough goes long. Good 60-metre kick into the breeze. Not sure what it's worth because it's going the other way. Kicked into that breeze. Ball held up outside of 50 for Norwood, and the umpire is going to bounce. Laurie.
Young Bowen across that half-forward line, Mark, is not getting himself into the front spot.
No.
The ball's going to drop. It's going to drop short. And Big Downsborough, I would have thought Downsborough would have been better in that spot.
Here's the bounce down. Arnold won the tap. Chance now for Stevens. Looking to give off the hand pass. Does so now. Finds his teammate there in Joe Hicks. Kick up towards the wing mark taken by Downsborough. Diving forward, hands and knees stuff, gives the hand pass across to Pitt. Pitt running through the centre of the ground, kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Oh, Scotty Lee back there, was it? Took a good mark. No, it was Joe Hicks once again. So Hicks playing pretty well in this second quarter from defensive 50, kicks out towards the members' side, and his kick is a good one. It finds Stevens. Stevens now has got a player running down for him on the wing. It's Hereda. It's a good kick. Finds that player now. Long kick by Hereda up towards the attacking 50, running back with a fly to the footy. Again, taking a good mark was Davey. Gives the hand pass across to Bassett, and Bassett clears for the Redlegs in towards the centre wing area.
Yes, good clearing kick it was too. Downfield in front of us on this western wing. A couple of hand passes. Central District out of trouble. In fact, they're going forward. That was Lillico. Good kick inside the 50. Chance now for Hicks. He overran it. In fact, it was McArdle. Chambers gets it out to Scotty Lee. Back it goes to Chambers. He's under pressure there from Clement. Another hand pass by Nord. They need one more. They can't get it out. They're under a bit of pressure here. Bello kept it in play. Well done by Lee. Kicks it into the pocket. It's all Norwood back there, though. Fleming's got it. He falls over. He gets it just in time to Lockie Bowman. High kick by Lockie Bowman. It seems to take an age, and the mark has been taken, and a clever mark to McArdle.
Yeah, that was a fantastic mark from McArdle because he had the whole crowd coming and jumping over the top of him. He just kept his courage, stayed in the same spot, and just made sure that he made no mistake with the chest mark.
Okay, he's from Balaclava. He is a good mark. That was on his chest, and it did take an age and a half to come down. It was a very, very high kick, and he marked it about 45 metres out. He's on a pretty tough angle. He's on this western side, and here he comes now. And if he looks up on the scoreboard, you'll see Norwood a 3-2 and Central a 1-3. And his kick is a shocker, an absolute shocker, and it's out of bounds in the right forward pocket on the full.
Well, a gutsy mark, as we mentioned just a couple of seconds ago. All he had to do was put it to the front of the square and just let the breeze do the rest, but he tried to kick it too hard, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Fleming brings the ball back into play. Partially smothered kick up went McArdle. Ball on the ground now. Chance for Scotty Lee, the veteran, to give the handball across to his teammate there in Daniel, but the ball went off the hands of Daniel over the boundary line and out of play.
They're under pressure a little bit, the Norwood defence at the moment. Yep. They've just got a couple of players down there that are doing pretty well. Holmes running into there, Conway.
Downsborough and Arnold do battle. Ball comes back towards Crouch. Here's Bowman now, gives the hand pass across to Ops from defensive 50. Kicks up towards the open spaces of half forward. Chance now for Hereda to run on the footy. Oh, he's well tackled there by Cunningham. Ball comes out to Bound. Chance now for the Redlegs through Carslake. Kick in towards the attacking 50, all off the hands of the pack. But chance there for the big fella in Marsh. Ball on the ground now. Comes back towards Robbie. That's Marsh, in fact, from 45 metres out. Goes long with a right foot kick. Ball bouncing in the area of the goal square, but it's marked, in fact, back there by Swatala.
Yes, Swatala out toward Joey Hicks territory, and he's got a paddock to work with, and now he decides to chip it downfield towards Stevens. It went straight through his legs and over the line. So he'd be a little embarrassed with that. 3-2 Norwood, Central a 1-3. Throw in on that eastern side of Footy Park, and the crowd starting to build. Conditions look pretty good. Breeze to the southern end worth perhaps 2 or 3. Umpire about to toss it in. Rucks to it. Bound doing the ruck work for Nord. He won it. It went to Harvey, who just hasn't seen a lot of the footy so far. Gives it to Cotton, who's playing in the middle. Cotton chips it downfield. That's not too bad. Almost the mark to Marsh. Well done, Daniel. He clears the zone into the midfield region.
Up towards the half-forward region. Running back to get the footy is Davey. Dummied the hand pass for Downsborough. At left foot kick is a good one. And finds Bassett on the members' side wing. Now Bassett measured kick up towards half-forward left. Mark taken there by Doreen. Oh, he looked to play on. He was called to play on. The umpire says he did, and it's holding the ball. Good tackle applied by the doggies there in Geister.
Well, that was a pretty good bit of play by Geister, wasn't it? Because Doreen was off, and he just didn't give away the free kick. He just made sure that he was holding the ball.
That was an impenetrable wall, that one that
he had no chance of getting through it. But the play down in that forward lines of Marsh, like he had ball ace, 50 metres out by himself, and he just decided to blast it away. They're the types of things that can lose you a game of footy.
Guys, the kick to the wing, the ball went out of play. It's back in now as Downsborough tried to get first hands to the footy, but it's Bello. Kicks up towards the attacking 50 for the doggies. Oh, mark taken down there by Conway, but it's a free kick, is it? No, he's paid the mark, rightly so. So Conway will line up on a 45-degree angle to the golf course end, and he's about 40 out, Rick.
Well, this is what I want to see from the big fella. I want to see him present himself. There's been so much told about what he can do and what he can't do. But tonight, in the first, 2 quarters, what are we, about 8 minutes into the second quarter, he's performed pretty well.
Here's big Conway, left foot kick from 45, brings it around. It makes the distance okay, but it's off to the left. Central's now 1-4-10, Norwood 3-2-20 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. We've played 10 minutes of the second term.
Well, the 4 points that they have kicked are all been very easy shots for goal, really. Conway should have just absolutely threaded that through, but he aimed it at the top of the left-hand goalpost, but the breeze didn't do anything for him.
Special comments from Sturt champion Rick Davies. Here's Fleming now from the southern end of Football Park, and he goes bang straight down the middle. Gee, that's a good kick. Bowman caught at the back, knocks it inside 50 for Central District. A chance now as Bassett's got the footy, tries to weave his way out, does well. Davey gets it across eventually and got it from Clements. So Davey scoots clear, then kicks it out wide. Bello almost into the back of Cunningham. Cunningham overruns the footy, then goes in again, and Cunningham getting a bit of the footy now. And I'll tell you what, Rick, Cunningham was absolutely fantastic against Port Adelaide.
Well, he was. He's a class player. Let's face it, he should be playing in the AFL. He's very, very disappointed that he's actually not playing in the AFL. But on that occasion, he had 3 Bulldogs to beat, and he did a pretty good job.
Norwood by 10 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Bounced down on the outer side wing. Bello got a very clever hand pass over towards Cotter. In goes McGowan, gets it back towards Lillico. On the logo, outer side wing. Long kick from Lillico up towards half forward inside the attacking 50. Ball off the hands of the pack now. Here's Davey. Gets the hand pass clear over towards Clements. Clements clears out towards the wing, outer side. Up goes Downsborough, nearly took the mark. Ball brought to ground. Here's Bello now. His hand pass is a good one. Chance now for Cotter. If he can pick it up, he does so. Gives the handball back to Holm. Holm eludes a couple of tackles, gets it to Arnold. Arnold in turn. Oh, his hand pass, not a great one. Clements intercepts for the Redlegs, and he'll clear from half back.
That was an absolutely shocking hand pass. And have a look at this now as Obbs explodes down the wing and then kicks towards centre half forward. Ball at the back of the pack. Eventually Bounds got it. Kicks around to Marsh. Marsh runs into the open goal and kicks a goal. What a shocking mistake at half back for Norwood. An unbelievable surge, and they've kicked a goal.
Well, that just goes to show you, doesn't it? Just one mistake, and the Bulldogs had the play. All they had to do was just do something with it as Doreen's going to come off. He didn't look fit in a couple of times that he actually went for the ball. He's very, very slow today. But Davey is doing a sensational job, Toddy Davey, on that half back line. But he gave it to the road runner in Obst, and they just streamed through the centre of the ground. Bowen got hold of it and whipped it over to Marsh. Marsh turned around and said, "Catch me if you can," and he is performing very well at full forward. He's a big, strong sort of a horse, and he's kicked a couple.
So Kemp onto the ground now for the injured Doreen. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Norwood Clear advantage of nearly 3 goals. Back in the centre, Arnold won the tap at Little Ops. Running through the centre, gets first possession out of the middle. Long kick up towards the attacking 50 for the Redlegs, but dropping back and taking a good mark was Joseph Hicks. Hicks now looks to bring the ball towards the members' side. He's got Stevens out here, and Stevens takes an uncontested mark at right half back. Looks to play on quickly, trying to run around Bone. His kick into the centre ground is a shocking kick, and it finds Ops just forward of the centre. Ops has got a man on his own, has he? No, he hasn't. The pack forming at centre half forward. Over the top came Harvey, who hasn't had a lot of it. Pack forming at centre half forward, just inside the attacking 50 for the Redlegs, and the umpire says we'll have a bounce 45 out from goal.
Well, Harvey had his name on that, didn't he? He gave himself a bit of an opportunity to fly over the top of the pack. He just couldn't quite hold it, but what a shocking bit of play here by, who was it here? Number 10 and Stevens. God, Stone the Crows.
16 points the difference. Lilico, he kicks around his shoulder and he kicks out toward Cotter territory. Out there is Carslake as well. Cotter's got the footy. Carslake, Cotter and Carslake. Carslake did well, although in the end he was outnumbered completely. And away goes Chambers. He kicks it downfield, long and very wide. Norwood at the back. They've got a couple of players out there. Going in hard there was the big ruckman in Downsborough. Eventually Central District work it forward. Inside 50, McArdle's down there. Lockie Bowman under a bit of pressure there. He's got Conway on his hammer. And eventually the ball goes over the chalk in that left forward pocket. It's 4-2 Norwood. Central District 1-4 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
Well, Lockie Bowman would be wanting to get the ball lost on the ground, wouldn't he? Because Conway, when it's in the air, he's got it.
Yeah, he's taken 5 or 6 very good marks, Jumbo, as Downsborough with the footy tried to get the first possession there as it comes towards Cunningham. Inside defensive 50, kicks up towards right half back. The kick was meant for Crouch. It bounced short of that player and went over the boundary line, and out of play. We'll have a throw in at left half forward for the Doggies.
They're doing pretty well across that defensive line. They're really, as I mentioned, Toddy Davies really cleaning up, and Bowman, all he's got to do is keep the ball onto the ground, and then he did a great job to force it out. But good work by Cunningham. If he can start to get his hand on the footy, they're in business.
Here's the throw in. Kemp, the new player on the ground, traps the football, runs down the wing. Ordinary looking kick up towards right half forward. Up goes Bound. Ball on the ground now. Chance now for Ops, who's been in everything in this second quarter. Herrera's in there fighting hard. Ball comes back towards Bound. Little Scotty Borley slips it back towards Bound. In turn to Harvey. Running through the attacking 50. Goes for goal. Looking up there for Neil. Can he take the mark? Ball on the ground. Hopwood's there. Trying to pick up the football. Again for the Redlegs was Neil. The pack forms right in front of goal for the Redlegs. And we'll have a bounce 15 metres out. Norwood 4-2-26 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Lead Central's 1-4-10 by 16 points.
Well, Cunningham was very unlucky then, Mark, because he just put his nose right over the top of the footy. They just all jumped on him.
Unlucky not to get a free kick, wasn't he? Here's a chance for Bound. Kick to goal! Great kick, has it? No, he's just missed. Oh, was touched, in fact, by Geister. Gee, he was like a startled gazelle then bursting through the pack.
Yes, well, he is an exciting player. There's no question of that. He's really exciting. He's got his work cut out for him because Harada's a very tough, hard player, but unfortunately he missed.
Good kick out, finds McGowan, defensive 50. Now he plays on. Chips towards the grandstand wing. Chance for the Doggies here, but good interception there by Davey. Didn't quite control the footy. In goes Bellow. Bellow, the hand pass comes back towards Cotton. Cotton kicks up towards attacking 50. Looking up there trying to find his teammate there in Bound, but Joseph Hicks takes a good mark.
Just pushed him out of the road pretty easily, didn't he then? He just nudged him, but just took an easy mark.
Other winners today, the Eagles, Sturt, the Hawks over the Saints, the Western Bulldogs over Freo, and West Adelaide last night.
Hicks's kick up towards right half forward finds Bassett. Bassett now a high kick into the breeze, up towards left half forward for the Redlegs. Ball on the ground now, taken there by Stevens. He's taken by Crouch. In goes Bound. Snaps the ball up towards the attacking 50. Harada's there. Can he control the footy? Comes back towards Swatala. His hand pass is a good one. It finds Cotter. Cotter through the midfield. Kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Up went Bowman. Ball on the ground now. Chance for Conway. His hand pass didn't go to anyone in particular. Bellow slapped it forward. Looking for home. Diving on the footy was Pitt. Pitt dropped the footy. Well tackled there by McArdle. They're pleased there for holding the ball. And umpire Woodcock, I think, has called it. So a free kick will go to the Doggies and a chance for them to kick their second goal. What do you think of that, Rick?
Well, I thought Pitt did a fantastic job to actually take the ball, and unfortunately just slipped at the wrong moment. And McArdle was in the right spot, and all he had to do, the umpire, you look around, you put your hand in the air, and sometimes the umpire says, oh, well, I better give him one for just trying. And on that occasion, 30 metres out, and he's let him have a shot.
So McArdle, to get the margin back to within 11 points, lines up from 40 metres out, dead in front, goes straight over the goal umpire's head, through for a much-needed goal to Centrals. They're 2-4-16 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Norwood 4-3-27 after 17 minutes of the second term.
Well, a pretty good kick in the end by McArdle. Probably the umpire's got to make those decisions, but I thought Pitt has been playing very well down there with Clements, Bowman, Davey across that half-back line. Scotty Bassett's also doing a treat down there alongside Fleming, so I would have thought that the Redlegs defence was on top, but on that occasion, unfortunately for Pitt, he got caught holding the cod, and then McArdle put it straight through.
And by the way, Rico, you'll be happy to know that the Double Blues won today. They gave Glenelg a bit of a lesson.
Yeah, they certainly did. It was a good effort by the Blue Boys because they've been down. It's 3 in a row now.
27 plays 16, Norwood in front on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard after the bounce at centre. Ball up at half forward now for Central, worked away by Norwood though. That was Davey, got the hand pass away. That wasn't too bad. A chance now for Downsborough, who got it and kicked it long down toward bound territory. Chance for Harvey off the pack, read it nicely. Here's Obbs, he's got a runner, it's Cunningham. Big finish coming up here, you'd think, fellas. And Cunningham, what's he done with it? He's crashed it through. It was a good kick from 30 metres. So Cunningham gets his first. It's 4-3, make it 5-3 Norwood. Central are 2-4 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, and someone's just broken a glass.
Well, just the difference, isn't it, between Norwood and the Bulldogs? Just a bit of class, a couple of blokes that can actually get hold of the football and handball it to each other, and they can take it and then finish it off. Harvey was involved, Obbs was involved, and then Cunningham, who's a great little player. Very, very exciting. He didn't just blaze away. He just put it straight through.
Margin back out to 17 points as Downsborough got the hand of the football. Cunningham, eager as ever, dives on top of the footy. With him is Lilico of Centrals, and we'll have another bounce in the centre.
Yeah, he's playing very well now, Cunningham, as I mentioned at quarter time. He needs to do a little bit more in this quarter, and he's absolutely done that. Downsborough's done a pretty good job in the ruck, so I was wrong there. And Norwood starting to play well.
Arnold got first hand of the footy from that bounce. In goes Clements trying to get the footy, and again, players jumping on the footy. The umpire says we'll try again, and as he whistles time off, a bit of dispute there with Johnny Cunningham and one of the doggies players, Lilico. And again, another bounce in the centre of the ground. Mark Oaston, I know you're trying to fill
well,
it.
It's 18 minutes.
See if you can get it out of there.
It's 18 minutes in, boys, and Centrals are going to have to kick a couple and be only a couple down at half-time.
5-3 plays 2-4, and we've played almost 20 minutes of the second quarter, so half-time approaching on 5AA footy. And another bounce, which is going to take place on the, just slightly on the outer side of Footy Park. That's on the eastern side of Footy Park. Conditions not bad, wind perhaps worth 2 or 3. And the big game coming up, the Crows taking on Collingwood a little bit later on. Ball now at left half forward for Central District, and Cotter runs onto the footy. So this is dangerous here. He gets it to Conway. Conway gets it to Holm. Holmes under pressure. Calling for it was Chambers, but in the end he goes longer, and he's got McArdle, and McArdle's going to kick from about 45 metres out.
Well, Holmes a very, very good player, and on that occasion he looked at the square and he could see that there was nobody there. And this McArdle coming up from Balaclava, which is out in the country near not near Strathairn, but it's out up north.
Other way, yep.
And that was a magnificent kick, and Holmes coming off.
Okay.
Must be injured, I think, Rick.
Yep, so here we go as Casserly comes on, or he's about to. McArdle from 45 metres, drop punt, umpire runs a long way to his left, and he's missed, no doubt about that. He's just got it behind, so it was almost out of bounds on the full again.
Well, it was only 30 metres out, and the full forward's got to finish off. He had a magnificent kick here about 10 minutes ago, but they've actually let the Redlegs in here because 3 or 4 of their shots for goal should have been certainties.
So Norwood by 16 points on the Rocker Brothers score with a kick out, not a good one. Bello intercepts, snaps towards goal, left foot kick out of play. No, it's just snuck in for a behind. So Norwood 5-3-33. Central's moved to 2-6-18 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, and poor kick out there.
Yeah, absolutely shocking. And the little goal umpire down there, he's had a bit of work. He's gone from side to side. He'd be fit. He'll
be probably getting double pay as Fleming kicks it to the far side of the ground. Scotty Lee tries to keep it in play unsuccessfully, and if he's just lying on his back, he's up now. But if he had have looked over his head, he would have seen that the scores were 5-3 Norwood. Central at 2 goals 6, and that's on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
So the ball back into play now. Arnold's got it. Tries to get a handball clear. Chance for the Redlegs through. Cunningham now running through defensive 50. Long kick up towards centre field. Running with the footy now. Hereda controls it well on this members side wing. The footy kick up towards attacking 50 for Centrals. Bassett there applying the pressure on Damien Hicks. No free kick. Davey now with the footy. Oh, he's kicked it out in the full. Good pressure applied there by Bello. and the resultant free kick will go to Centrals.
Well, that's the only mistake that Toddy Davies made tonight, and I suppose that on that occasion he was right on the boundary. Good work there by number 7 in Bello to put a bit of pressure on him and gives him a bit of an opportunity.
Michael Stevens kicks to the top of the goal square. Here's McCardle. Can he kick a goal for the Doggies? Yes, he can. Read it off the hands of the back beautifully to kick his second, and the Doggies stay in touch. They're 3-6-24 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Norwood 5-3-33.
Well, Davey, as we mentioned a couple of seconds ago, kicking the ball out of the bounce, gave Stevens a bit of an opportunity to put it to the front of the square. And the big fella down there, McCartney, didn't actually fly for it. He just got to the front of the pack, which is a fantastic bit of play, read it off the pack and didn't panic and just put it straight through the centre. So that's a pretty good bit of play there. Central Districts, well, they should be a little bit closer. But at half-time, it's going to be pretty even, Mark.
I reckon Central should be in front, Rick.
Well, there's no question. They should have had 3 or 4 easy goals that they've missed.
9 points is the margin in favour of Norwood. We've got 23 minutes, or 23 and a half minutes has elapsed in this, the second quarter. Here's McGowan whipping it wide of the pack. He just conceded a bit of ground. Joey Hicks kicks it downfield to Cotter. He's on the wing on the eastern side of Footy Park, but he won't be for long. There's his kick. It's not a bad one either. It's inside 50. Big Conway. Well done, Lockie Bowman. That time he did well. He knocked it to the front of the pack. Cunningham in trouble. Casserly trying to work his way through. Gets it to Hicks. He's under pressure as well. Lots of players working hard. There's McGowan. Gets it to Casserly again. Casserly kicks inside 50, but the mark has been taken by Bassett in defence, and Norwood out of trouble again.
Bassett goes towards the outer side. He's got Ball Ace out there running with the footy, also Cotter, and Ball Ace, seeing that he had 2 against him, took the ball over the line and out of play.
Bassett's done a pretty good job too, boys, hasn't he? Their defence has held up pretty well, but Scotty Bassett,
yep,
he was pretty important sort of a player, and on that occasion he had 3 players coming at him, and he took a good go. Here's
the throw in, and not much happening there. Ball Ace tapped it towards the boundary line. Cotter got it back towards McGowan. McGowan kicks up towards left half forward. Lillico takes the mark in front of Pitt. Now he's about 60-70 metres from goal. Plays on quickly, kicks up towards centre half forward. Up goes McCardle. Ball on the ground now. Damien Hicks slipped at the crucial moment. Bassett tapped it back towards Cunningham, who'll get a free kick for a high tackle.
Too high, yep.
40 metres out from his own goal. Johnny Cunningham, consistent player for the Redlegs, chips towards the members' side. He's got Davey out here. Can he control the footy? Yes, he can. He tries to run around Bello. Gets back onto the right foot. It was partially smothered by his own teammate, and the boundary umpire says so by tapping his hand and ruling that we'll have a boundary thrown at right half forward.
Well, Toddy Davey wasn't going to get caught twice, was he, boys? He made sure that he wasn't going to go to the boundary side, so he went inside, and unfortunately, I think it hit Clements on the top of the head.
So 24 plays 33. Norwood in front by 9 points, and the umpire's throwing it in at right half forward for Central District. McCardle's been getting a bit of the footy, but he's off play at the moment as Bello gets a tackle too high. Umpire says play it on, and he does, and Stevens has got it, and Stevens kicks inside 50 for the Bulldogs. McCardle's there. Well done by Fleming. He kicked it outside 50, not quite. He gets it back again from Carslake, and then he kicks it outside 50. That's a bit better, and it goes over the chalk on the far side, eastern side. It's 5-3 to 3 goals. 6 other winners today. The Eagles in the local competition, the Double Blues, and also West Adelaide last night, and in the AFL the Hawks and the Western Bulldogs.
Downsborough and Arnold do battle. Arnold got hands to the footy. Ball comes out towards Ops. Now Norwood will clear across half-back. Carslake with the footy. Kicks up towards the wing, looking for Ball Ace. He's collected there nicely by Swatala, and the ball goes over the line, out of play.
Well, I think that Peter Jonas have been pretty happy with the Central Districts in this quarter. They've really chipped away. They've had a couple of opportunities where they've missed, but at least they've matched the Redlegs on all occasions, and it's only the Redlegs' better kicking that's kept them in front.
Arnold again. Downsborough might have won that one. Robbie Neal got a hand pass over towards Ball Ace. In goes Arnold again, tries to get the handball clear. Good hand pass it was, found Lee. Lee snaps across the body. Was looking for Lillico, but Pitt took the mark. Just defensive side of the wing, outer side. Stephen Pitt now with the footy. Kicks the ball long up towards half forward. He's got a man there, and that man is Neal. Robbie Neal with the footy. Looking to move the ball quickly for the Redlegs. He goes towards the right forward pocket. Inside attacking 50. Up goes King. Oh, nearly took the mark. Ball on the ground. Bounds there working hard. In goes Arnold, who's probably the Doggies' best player. His left foot kick is a good one. Stevens now with the footy. Gives, in fact, it was Chambers. The hand pass was a good one. Found Cotter. Cotter's kick up towards the centre wing. Eludes a couple of players there. Bello now traps the footy. Well tackled by Davey. Davey gives the handball to Ops, and Ops clears from the wing.
Yes, 9 points the difference, and there it is. That is the siren. There's no doubt about that. And it is half-time here at Football Park. Central District and Norwood. Let's do a score check. It's 5-3-33 Norwood. Central are 3 goals, 6-24.
Everyone's around the play. He's coming off that half-back line,
Yes.
so really the ball was in Central District's forward line most of that quarter. But a pretty even game, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Norwood can continue on after only 5 days off.
Okay, so it's 5-3 plays, 3 goals, 6. And that is on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. After the bounce, Central District trying to work it forward. Carslake runs onto the football. He's got it, he overran it, then went back and gathered again. On top of him is Marco Bello, and the umpire will bounce in the attacking zone for Central District. 5-3 plays 3-6.
That Carslake came back to the field, Loz, in that quarter.
Yes, he did. And I can't see Daniel Holm out there, Jumbo. 15 possessions in the first half. Still off the ground injured as the bounce down players diving on the footy. Obsters there for Norwood. And the umpire says that he couldn't get rid of it and we'll have another bounce.
They'll really miss Holm because he was really getting his hand to the football. He's not a panicker. He doesn't just blaze away.
He's a real competitor, Rick,
He is a real competitor. We saw him in the State of Origin game over there, and he was magnificent.
Here's the bounce down. Arnold won first hand to the footy. McGowan's there, and he's wrapped up nicely there by Cotton with a very, very short haircut. And we'll have another bounce.
He's been pretty good, Loz. Cotton in the centre of the ground for Norwood, playing against his old side.
Well, he played well last week, Rick. Last Monday, we called the game down at Alberton, and was taken off the ground during the second quarter, which I really wasn't sure why. He was getting a lot of the footy, but again, we'll have another bounce. Not much happening out there just at the moment, so we better let Mark Aston see if we can get the ball moving.
Okay, 9 points is the margin, and it is 5-3 plays, 3 goals, 6. 33-24. Norwood in front after that bounce at centre half forward. Chance for Chambers. Got it across to the big ruckman for Central District. He kicks it inside 50. Well done by Lockie Bowman. High kick out toward the far side. Here's Daniel now. Runs onto the footy. Needs a possession to get his confidence back, and he forces it over the line. The umpire will throw it in on that far side. That's on the eastern side of Footy Park, and that margin is just 9 points. And Arnold is the big ruckman for Central District.
He is indeed, Mark. Norwood 5-3, Central's 3-6 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard as Yerbury wins first hit out there on that outer side over towards Lillico. His hand pass is a good one, finds McGowan. In turn, the hand pass goes over towards Daniel I should say, over in turn now to the big fella Arnold on the logo, outer side wing, kick up towards the attacking 50. Clements nearly took the mark. Scotty Lee snaps towards an unguarded goal square. Will it bounce through for a goal? No, it won't. Off to the right, the ball took an off break instead of a leg break and went through for Centrals to move along to 3-7-25. Norwood 5-3. 33, that margin back to 8 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
See, you're looking at Arnold's a very good player in the ruck, Conway at centre half forward, so they've got that down the centre area where they can really get hold of the ball.
Okay, after the kick in from fullback from Clement, and Crouch is Clement I should say, and Crouch has kicked it downfield towards centre half forward, picked up and gathered forward by Swatala, who kicks it to left half forward, and the mark though in defence has been taken by Pitt. Pitt changes direction somewhat. He goes to Cotton. So Cotton now at half-back. He hand passes back to Pitt, who's in a bit of trouble, gets around. He's playing pretty well this year. Is Pitt. He's a good attacking defender. He goes downfield, gives it to Bound. Good kick by Bound, who kicks inside 50, looking for Marsh, and Marsh has stormed out and taken the mark. Good football there, and Marsh is about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, that was a great take, wasn't it, Marsh? He looks a likely type down there. He's a big, solid sort of a cod. He can really kick the ball a mile, but Bound just showed a touch of class in getting the ball to him.
Okay, so Marsh now, it's 5-3 to 3-7. And that margin is 8 points in favour of Norwood on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, and the actions with Marsh. He's going to kick from 55. Not too bad. It's got the distance. Has it? Yes, it has, but it's offline to the right-hand side. The margin now is 9 points.
Yeah, well, that was a magnificent kick. He is a long, penetrating kick, but on that occasion, of course, a little bit of a breeze. He put it up for the breeze to work, but it just drifted off to the right.
Hopwood kicks short and finds Joseph Hicks in the right back pocket for Centrals, as Mark mentioned. Norwood by 9 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. We've gone 4 minutes in this third quarter. Joseph Hicks's kick out towards right half back. His teammate fell over and the mark was taken by Yerbury. Yerbury's hand pass inboard finds Pitt. Pitt in turn goes towards Cotton. Cotton now, what will he do? Left foot kick, not a great one. It was high. It'll land inside the attacking 50. Up goes Marsh. Ball comes to ground. Chance now for the Redlegs. Cunningham got the handball to Neil. Neil snaps towards goals. He put it through. No, he's hit the post. Another behind to the Redlegs there, 5-5-35 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Central's 3-7-25, that margin 10 points.
Well, Robbie Neal's been a focal point up there, not so much tonight. He's only kicked the one goal, but he's always dangerous, and on that occasion, whipped around onto his left and just hit the post.
10 points the difference. Southern end of Football Park, Paul Geister Here he goes now, setting things alight again. Long kick, and it's a high one. It goes outside the 50 to about 60. Arnold was his target, couldn't find him. A chance now for Norwood. Short chip pass to Cunningham, and that was from Harvey. And Cunningham 75, 85 metres from goal. High kick, well inside the 50. Up they go. Bound, a great mark at the back. Terrific work by the youngster.
Yeah, that was a fantastic bit of play. He has got a touch of class. He's a bit gangly. He's probably about 6'4", but Harada's a very, very experienced player, and he just got in behind him, just to give him a bit of a nudge, and took a juggling mark.
Stuart Bound, he is going to kick from about 45 metres, and he's on a 45-degree angle, and he's got the breeze behind him. Here he goes now to drop punt, and the umpire goes galloping to his left, and what's he done with it? He's put it through for a behind. So behind a Bound, Norwood go to 5 goals, 5. Central are 3 goals, 7. And the margin is, it should be 11 points actually.
5-6 Norwood.
Yeah, thanks Loz on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. That margin is 11 points.
Guys, the short passes into the pocket, he finds Stevens. Now Stevens goes long out towards the right half-back position. Oh, good solid mark taken out there for the Redlegs. Now the kick up towards the goal square. Chance dropping back for Hopwood if he can take the mark. Oh, Stevens there taking a good mark in the goal square. His kick up towards the defensive 50. Chance for Arnold now. He slaps the ball towards the boundary line. Pressured there by Kemp, and we'll have a throw in just inside the attacking 50 below the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, which tells us Norwood lead by 11 points.
Like a big giraffe, isn't he, Arnold? Just lopes along. Why the hell you'd go out to him is unbelievable. You'd go straight down the ground.
Boundary throw in. Yerbury got first hand to the footy. Ball comes towards Obst. Left foot kick partially smothered there by Swatawa, and it goes over the boundary line and out of play. Does the footy in the left forward pocket, right where the 50-metre line meets the boundary line. Norwood by 11 points. Boundary throw. We've played nearly 7 minutes of the third quarter. Yerbury from behind won the tap. Chance now there for Crouch. Ball on the ground. Players diving on top of it, right on the 50-metre line at the southern end. And we'll have another bounce.
I'm impressed with Yerbury because he just is not hitting the ball forward. He's just manoeuvring the ball down to players like Cunningham and Crouch. Crouch hasn't done a lot tonight. I was a bit surprised with him. They tell me that he's been playing very well. I was looking forward to seeing him play. He hasn't done a lot up till now.
Okay, 11 points is the margin, and the ball knocked inside 50 by Neil. Hicks had it and then lost it. Stevens there, chance for Harade. He's got 4 players coming at him. They're all Norwood players. Yerbury's got it. Yerbury has a shot at goal. What's he done? He's missed to the left-hand side. So an attacking move there by Norwood, but not coming up with a goal. It's 5 goals, 7-37. Central are 3-7-25, and the margin out to 12 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
That was a shocking bit of play by Harada, wasn't it, Loz? Because all he had to do was dribble the ball out to the boundary, and he just handballed it straight to the big fella for a shot.
Geister kicks towards the outer side once again, setting himself Yerbury. Couldn't control the footy. Harada now well tackled by Neil. Dropped the footy. Here's Cotton, gives the handball back inboard. Kemp off the interchange bench, kicks long up towards attacking 50. Marsh there doing battle with Geister. Geister does well, holds his ground. Can he pick the footy up? He does so now. Gives it back towards Stevens. Stevens kicks a good one and finds Casserly. So Casserly just outside defensive 50. Below the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, which tells us Norwood lead by 2 even goals. Kick up towards the wing by Casserly. Up goes Bassett from behind. Ball on the ground now. McGowan's in there trying to get a handball clear. Cunningham appeals to the umpire for holding the ball, but the umpire says we'll have a bounce on that outer side.
Well, looking at the Central District side now, of course, there is a player running back now, but everyone just outside of the Central District's 50, they're just blocking up and defending pretty hard and making sure that Norwood don't get an easy ball into their forward line.
Okay, let's see if we can open it up. It's 12 points the margin, and the bounce has taken place on the eastern side, close to the boundary line. Casserly tried to get the hand pass to a teammate. It was Bello, but in the end, the kick is taken by Pitt. Got it across to Gallagher. Gallagher goes short to Cunningham. Cunningham on the low go, eastern side of footy park. He says go, and he does. He goes long with a very high and long kick, almost a mark to Geister. Couldn't quite hang on. He goes in. Second effort, not bad. Eventually the spillage comes to his teammate, and that was Hicks. And the umpire comes over as Hicks is dragged to the ground. In fact, I reckon it might be Harada. No, it is Hicks. And the umpire's going to bounce inside 50 for Norwood. They're doing all of the attacking, fellas.
Yeah, but Central District's worked the ball up on that outer side. Casserly just a stupid hand pass, and now Norwood are going to have a shot for goal.
Yerbury grabs it out of the air, kicks towards goal. Chance now for Geister to control the footy. He taps it in front of him, runs out towards the defensive 50. Still can't control it. Cotter applies the shepherd on Marsh, but a chance now for Carslake. He's got it, gets the handball across. Chance now for Gallagher. Gallagher off the interchange bench, goes for goal. The mark taken down there in the goal square by Stevens. Stevens chips a nice little kick, and the mark will be taken by Arnold.
Arnold quickly gets the hand pass moving to Hicks, and Hicks chips it short, and the mark is taken by McGowan on the far side. So McGowan outside of the 50, the defensive 50 for the Bulldogs, kicks it down to the next line, down toward Hicks, unable to take the mark, ball on the ground, picked up and gathered by Obbs, long kick well inside 50, getting back Swatala, almost the mark, couldn't quite gather, the umpires paid it though, and it'll be Swatala in the back pocket for Central District to relieve the pressure, and there's been a lot of it.
Gutsy performance by Swatala because he's not that much of him, but he just backed into the pack. Good take from the young fella.
Norwood by 12 points. The kick by Swatala intercepted by Bound at centre half forward for the Redlegs. Norwood by 12 points. Bound with the footy now. 9 possessions in the first half of play, just taking his time over the kick. He's about 75 metres out from goal. He goes long, puts it up towards the goal square. Flying high was Cotton, ball on the ground. Cunningham kicks and hits the post from point blank range. It wasn't an easy shot. Norwood now 5-8-38. Central's 3-7-25 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, and we've been going nearly 11 minutes in this third quarter, Rick.
Yeah, very good bit of play there by Cunningham. He's just in the right spot, but he was just too close to the goals.
There's Geister's kick. He spotted McGowan on the far side. Margin is 13 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. So McGowan deep in his own defensive area. He's in the back pocket, and he decides to chip it about 20 metres downfield. So Central District still with possession. I reckon that might be Heath Hopwood.
It is.
Who's over on that far side. He's a long, long way away.
They'll get it over to the centre, then they'll make a mistake, and then Norwood will run down and get a goal.
Okay, this is Lillico now. So Lillico's got it. He's still backward of the wing. So they've had 3 possessions, 3 players involved. But Lillico is still well backward of the wing. He's going to kick over the wing, though, and it's not a bad kick in the end. It goes downfield. Bound up in front, unable to take the mark. Yerbury flicks out the hand pass, only as far as Daniel, though. And Daniel kicks it down toward Hicks territory. Should mark and does. Has he been paid? No, umpire said you didn't hang on to it long enough, son. And then he decides to hand pass, and in goes McGowan. It's a toss-up, though, because McGowan just couldn't gain possession. He was attacked strongly by Bassett. And the umpire says, I'm going to bounce at right half forward for Central.
Pretty hard worker, McGowan, isn't he?
Was that a mark, Rick?
Yeah, that was a mark.
Looked like it to me.
Clean mark.
Bounce down on that outer half forward flank for Central's. Ball comes back towards Scotty Lee, takes the mark. So Scotty Lee, part of the Crows' initial squad, doing his bit for the Doggies now as he chips inboard and he finds Daniel. Brendan Daniel looks to play on, hand pass to Lee. Lee from 60 metres out into the breeze. Kicks to the top of the goal square, pack forming up there. Conway, who nearly took the mark. The umpire says a free kick for over the shoulder, and it'll go to the Redlegs. And it'll be little Gallagher back there from about 20 metres out from his own goal. Now he hand passes quickly off towards Pitt. Pitt runs around Damien Hicks, chips further afield and finds Todd Davey. He handballs quickly, in turn to Clements. Clements hand pass, a good one back towards Davey. Norwood running through the midfield now. Neil gives the hand pass across to Kemp. Kemp kicks long and direct up to centre half forward. The mark taken by Marsh, who took 4 marks in the first half. He'll line up from 40 metres out.
Conway just had to mark it, didn't he? He had to actually mark that, and it just dropped down. Gallagher, and now Marsh will shoot for goal.
Marsh, who kicked 2 goals in the match so far, should have kicked 3. Will line up from around 45 metres out. Norwood have kicked 5 consecutive behinds in this term. They were 5-3 at half-time. They've moved along to 5-8. Ken Marsh increased the lead to 19 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. The kick on its way. We'll wait on the goal umpire. It looks good from here. Through for a goal. His third. And Marsh puts Norwood to 6 goals, 8-44. Central's 3-7-25 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, and Rick will play 30 minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, well, Norwood just sneaking away now, but wouldn't coaching be a frustrating thing? Because what if Conway had to kick that goal? What if Conway had to kick a couple of goals in that first quarter? What if McCurdle had done something? Centrals would have been right in this. It's just all about execution of the mark, and in that case Norwood, little Gallagher just stood his ground and pushed the ball down, and then Marsh just puts another nail in the coffin.
Okay, so the margin is 19 points in favour of Norwood. Central District worked the ball forward after the bounce, though inside 50. Well done there by Conway, tried to knock it in the end though. Clements got it, working well in defence, nicely done, gets it across to his teammate, and away they go. I reckon that was Carslake. He kicks it downfield to right half forward. Spillage for Norwood, is it? It's Cunningham. No, he's just out-muscled in the end by Cotter. No, in fact, it's Swatala, and it's over the chalk, and the umpire's going to throw it in at right half forward. It is 6-8 plays 3-7, and the lead on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard in favour of Norwood is 19.
Approaching the 15-minute mark of this third term, boundary throw-in. Yerbury got the left hand of the footy, tapped it down towards Carslake. Players jumping on the footy, and Cotter just having a bit of a shoving match there with young Carslake, and we'll have a bounce at right half forward.
Norwood just doing a bit better up there. They're just a bit, have got a little bit more classier players. They're just making less mistakes.
Here's the bounce down once again. Ball on the ground, and again players diving on top of it. Scrappy play here. And again, we'll have another bounce. Umpire Woodcock coming in on the scene. Norwood 6-8-44. Central's 3-7-25 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. And make sure you join us from 7:30 for the Crows versus Collingwood. David Wildy, KG Cunningham and Russell Ebert. Bounce down. Chance for Centrals to clear the footy. Kick up towards left half forward from Chambers. He was looking for Lillico. Pitt was good though. Ball comes out towards Casserly. He's going to get a free kick. He got one high from Pitt. And the umpire says, take a kick, son.
Well, he had
left half forward.
almost a rebound there, wasn't it? He rebounded off Pitt onto young Borlace.
Okay, so Casserly now, 75 metres from goal, kicks it downfield. He was looking down there for number 58, who's come on. I'll check who that is in a second. Thank you very kindly. Barr, and McArdle's the other one up there, number 51. So Barr's come on into the attacking zone for Central District. He was unable to take the mark, and as a result, the umpire's going to bounce it inside 50. There's Conway slapping it, trying to slap it away. Chance still for Central District. They're trying desperately to work it out of the pack, but a secondary ball up inside 50 for the Bulldogs.
They need a goal here, the Bulldogs. I don't think there's too much breeze there. They just haven't been able to score. They've just actually stabled themselves on 3.
Bounce down inside the attacking 54 Centrals. Conway got the tap. Pitt went backwards, tried to find Clements. Here's a chance for Barr. His first kick after coming off the interchange bench goes through from behind. Snap towards goal. And Centrals make the margin back to 3 goals now. They're 3-8-26. Norwood 6-8-44. We've played 16 minutes in the third term on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
Well, Hawthorn were 10 goals down today and got up, but I can't see the Bulldogs getting up from here, can you?
Scotty Bassett from fullback. Still a long way to go, though, Jumbo. There's no doubt about that. Ball on the half-back flank, and Borlace, high kick. So Norwood going into attack. They're up toward right half forward. Good mark to Bound. He's run out of play, and the umpire's pulled him up.
Jumbo, I reckon 10 goals might win this game.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. I think the conditions are pretty heavy underfoot. But Bound, like fair dinkum, he touch of class, the young kid.
It's a good mark.
Very impressed with him. He just and he's up against a tough competitor too, in Narada. But on that occasion, he didn't show too much intelligence at the end. He just ran straight out and then ran on.
18 points is the margin in favour of the Redlegs. Bound trying to do the ruck work. Kemp runs onto the bouncing ball and then hand passes out to about 60. Swatala does well, getting a bit of the leather. Well done, Chambers. A quick hand pass to McGowan. McGowan goes long towards centre half forward. Lockie Bowman forced to defend at the back. Chambers about to run onto the football. Went past Crouch. Now Stevens. Crouch did well on Stevens. Lillico hand pass to McGowan. That's not too bad. The left footer's got it. This is Marco Bello. Marco Bello kicks downfield, and the mark has been taken by McArdle. McArdle's about 45 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, that's a bit better play, isn't it? Good work there by McGowan to get the ball out of the centre. He looked down the field to Mark Bello, and McArdle's got it 30 metres out. Let's just hope he can put it through.
OK, he's already kicked 2, both in the second quarter. So here he goes now. Sam McArdle kicks from 45 metres, and what's he done with it? Laurie's not too impressed with it alongside of me.
He's missed by a mile, Mark.
He's
absolute mile.
He's got it behind, so Norwood are 44. Central are 27 points, and the margin is 17 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
Bassett brings the ball back into play, Members side. He's looking for Pitt out here. With him is Scotty Lee, and Scotty Lee, boy, just kept the ball in play. It comes back towards McArdle. McArdle's kick is a good one up towards the attacking 50 area, and the mark is taken there by Casserly. So Justin Casserly, shade too far out to score. He'll kick from around 55. He's looking for some options up forward. Leeds forthcoming. He goes into the pocket. Finds Lee. Scotty Lee from 45 kicks towards goal, but it's off to the left and through for another behind. So Central's fairly inaccurate in this quarter. 4 behinds now. They're 3-10-28 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Norwood 6-8-44.
Really nothing in that, was there? Scotty Lee had a little bit of room, but Conway had to get in there and actually take a grab.
Clements has kicked out about 25 metres in front of himself, and he's got Fleming, and Fleming now gives it back to Clement, and Clement kicks downfield, but Casserly should have taken the mark, couldn't. Well done by Hereda at ground level, did well the centre half back. He gave it to Cotter, and Cotter quickly gave it to Chambers, who's 75 metres from goal. He's kicking down McArdle's throat, had 2 to beat. One of them was Bassett. Good rebounding work here by Bassett. Coming at him is Bello. Bassett gets around him okay, and then kicks downfield to the far side, and Crouch is out there.
And Crouch doing better with Daniel out there. Daniel on top of the footy, Crouch on top of him. Opster's over there for Norwood, and the umpire says we'll have a bounce down on the outer side wing.
Yeah, well, Daniel actually got himself in the right spot. Then Crouch has absolutely jumped on him, but the umpire was too far away. Pretty good contest here. Central's not out of this.
Bounce down on the outer side wing. There it goes. Up goes Arnold. McGowan tried to trap it. Kicked forward by Downsborough. Didn't go any more than about 5 metres. Diving on the footy, Joseph Hicks. Diving on him was Gallagher, and we'll have a bounce down.
If they could just get a player like Russell Ebert at centre-half forward, they'd probably get a bit of a chance here.
Bounce down. Winners in the SANFL today, the Eagles and Sturt, in the AFL Hawthorn and the Western Bulldogs. Bounce down. A lot of players surrounding this bounce. Taking the footy was McGowan. Taking him was Kemp. And hopefully Mark Aston can get the ball moving out
I'm wondering whether there's any danger of Central District actually kicking more than 3 goals in the game. 3 goals 10, Norwood 6 goals 8.
They have had their opportunities, haven't they?
Oh,
they've had enormous opportunity here, Centrals.
55.
I'll drive back out there and say, what if?
Well, they're not out of it yet, but I'll tell you what, they're certainly not making things easy for themselves. Here's Casserly now, eastern wing, long kick over the head of Conway, and it was right over his head, and eventually the ball comes outside 50. Here's Marco Bello, the left footer. He decides to hand pass, not a bad option in the end. Casserly, long high kick inside 50. Lee, almost the mark. Oh, cleverly done to McArdle. Here's a goal coming up. Bang! Straight through the middle. Great stuff. Their 4th goal.
And his 3rd, Sammy McArdle's. But great work there by Scotty Lee. Very, very experienced player. He dropped the mark that he should have actually taken, but he did go to ground and then just flicked the ball out. Well, the Bulldogs just mounting at 21 minutes into this 3rd quarter. Just edge a little closer. Really, when they look up at the score and see 4 goals 10 points down, kicking with a bit of a breeze in this last quarter, they give themselves a bit of a sniff. But, well, a pretty good game of footy. Really, both teams committed.
We're in a time on of the 3rd quarter on the Rocket Brothers scoreboard. Central's 4-10. Norwood 6-8. McArdle, he's kicked the last 3 goals for the Doggies. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Downsborough does battle up against Arnold. Good tap by Arnold into open spaces. Bello kicks off the ground. Up towards the attacking 50. Out comes Clements. Couldn't control it. Lillico slips the hand pass to Lee. Lee kicks towards the goal square. Oh, Bassenley took the mark. But Barr will run into an open goal and put it through. He's come off the interchange bench. The Doggies draw closer. They're 5-10-40 on the Rocket Brothers scoreboard. Norwood 6-8-44.
I should shut up, shouldn't I? I thought they were home, the Redlegs. I should have actually shut my mouth
They're
earlier.
right back in it.
They're right back in this. As I said, if they'd have kicked straight, they'd have been in front the whole night. But it really does put the cat amongst the pigeons, coming home with a bit of a breeze. And they've kicked the last couple, and they're only 4 points down.
So it's 6 goals 8, 44 Norwood. Central are 5-10-40, and the chant's going up now. The chant, the Central District chant, 22.5 minutes has elapsed in the 3rd quarter. This is 5AA footy. I hope you're enjoying our coverage. Here's the bounce now. Up goes Arnold. Well done. Got the tap. A chance now for Daniel. He needs to hand pass. He's under a bit of pressure. Eventually gets the hand pass to McGowan. His hand pass okay to Stevens. Even wider to Casserly. And they're exploding forward here. Pitt's underneath it. Should mark. And Pitt does mark and will defend.
And he goes back into his defensive 50. Chips the ball further afield. He's got Robbie Neal out there at left half back. Almost up against the boundary line on that outer side.
Where's Cunningham and Harvey? They haven't been sighted this quarter.
Yeah, Harvey very quiet in the match so far. The kick up towards Downsborough, who takes the mark. His hand pass is a good one towards Ops. Ops goes long up towards the attacking 50. Up went Marsh, ball on the ground. Kick off the ground by Gallagher. Kick off the ground by the Doggies' defence. Out towards the right forward pocket for Norwood. Chasing after the footy, Gallagher. He's brought to ground there by Hopwood, and the ball goes over the line and out of play 40 metres around from the southern end goal. That's the end Norwood are kicking to, but they've only kicked 1 goal 5 with a breeze in this quarter. Centrals have kicked 2 goals 4, but it's still Norwood by 4 points.
Well, 23 minutes into this 3rd quarter, they desperately do need a goal here just to stabilise.
Okay, so Norwood work it inside their 50. Overrunning it was Obst. Under a bit of pressure there was Daniel. Got it to Stevens. That wasn't bad. Outside of 50, Cunningham, the man we were talking about only a couple of moments ago. He's got the foot. He's being chased, though. He's about 75 metres from goal, and he chips it sideways, and he's found Clement. So Clement now, who, well, he's straightened up anyway, so he's pretty well in front of the goal, but he's a long, long way out, and he chips it 25 metres downfield, and they're a little closer now because Carslake's got it. He's going to kick from about 55, perhaps even further out. No, he decides to go short as well, and Clement's got it again, pretty well I reckon it's about the same spot that he had in the first place.
They're about a metre forward.
Fantastic. So things working well for the Redlegs. There's Clement's kick, long kick, up goes Bound. At the back, Brian Harada. He does this so well. He defends stoutly and he chips it short. And Swatala's his man, but Swatala can't get there before the chalk beats him out of bounds left forward pocket.
Isn't it amazing when you've got a bit of rhythm? And I thought Norwood were just going along nicely. All of a sudden, Central District dig a little bit deeper and to kick a couple of goals, and then Norwood panic.
Central's 5-10, Norwood 6-8. We've played 24 minutes on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard in this third term. Boundary throw in. Not a lot going on out there. Bound dived on top of McGowan out there, and we'll have a bounce right on the 50-metre line.
You'd expect Centrals to come home pretty fired up if they can be this close. The Redlegs desperately need a goal in this little bit of play.
Up goes Arnold down towards Obst of Norwood. His left foot kick in the left forward pocket. Geister's there with Marsh and beautifully knocked over the line by Geister and out of play. 25 minutes gone in the curtain raiser to the Crows and Collingwood at Central's 5-10-40. Norwood 6-8-48 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Time for another boundary throw in.
44.
44. 4 points the difference. Here's the throw in. Up went Arnold, ball on the ground. Stevens tapped it forward. Kicked there off the ground by Castley wasn't great. Here's Ops now from 55. Left foot kick. Oh, he's got young Scotty Borlace and he takes the mark about 20 metres out from goal. And young Scotty hasn't done a lot in the game, but he could kick a vital goal.
No, this is a very vital goal for the young fellow. Good work there by Obbs to continue on to be playing well. He's about 30 metres out. He's a pretty good young fellow, probably playing in the next couple of weeks in the under-18s, coached by the big Russ. And let's just hope he can finish it off.
Margin is 4 points.
He'll kick it, said Russ in the background.
Borlace hoping to make it 10 points. The kick from 20 metres out, dead in front. Young Scotty Borlace. Kick on its way. Looks good off the boot. Here's first. Norwood 7-8-50 at three-quarter time on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Lead Centrals 5-10-40. Goal kickers for Norwood. Marsh has kicked 3. Singles to Neil, Cunningham, Bound and Borlace. For the Doggies, McCardle has kicked 3.
This game when they were behind by about 3. But a pretty good quarter. They kicked 2 goals 4 to Norwood, 2 goals 5. So it's going to be an epic struggle here in the last quarter.
Here's the bounce down in the centre of Footy Park. Norwood by 10 points. The bounce down, won by Downsborough. Good fist forward. Up towards left half forward. Cotton runs on top of the footy. Oh, should get a free kick. Plants to the umpire though. Daniel got it back towards Joseph Hicks. His kick into the centre of the ground finds Robbie Neal of the Redlegs. Neal plays on quickly. Kicks towards right half forward. Gallagher's there. Doing battle with him's Cotter. Oh, Cotter does well. Got the handball over towards Castley on the logo. Out of sight. Castley runs around onto the right foot. Kicks up towards left half forward. But Pitt drops back and takes a good mark.
Yes, good mark by Pitt on the half-back flank. And he goes to Neil now, who's at centre half-back. And Neil decides to hand pass, or he's thinking about it. He puts the ball on the ground. He's got someone coming at him. He eventually gets rid of it, and only just. He gets it to Davey, who's hovering on the wing, just backward of the wing. Good kick downfield. It was a floater, though, in the end, but he still gained about 30 or 40 metres, and the ball is punched over the line at left half forward for Norwood.
Yes, well, Norwood are going to have to do something to get the ball up there. They lead by 10 points. Big Robbie Neal's gone into the centre, or gone into centre half back. Good work by Todd Davey there, but they still, I reckon they're going to have to score a couple of goals, Norwood.
Arnold does battle with Downsborough. Line ball as far as the throw-in was concerned. Lillico got it back towards Joe Hicks. Back in turn to Lillico. His left foot kick out towards left half back. Carslake's there for Norwood. Doing battle with him is Cotter. Carslake goes to ground, but it manages to elude the tackle. Right foot kick up towards the attacking 50. Cunningham takes the mark. Goes to play on. Runs inside 50. McGowan hot on his hammer. Kick towards goal. Looks good off the boot. It lands in the goal square. Bound nearly slapped it through from behind. Harada was there for the Doggies. Here's Geister now. Does it well. Good body work. Left foot kick up towards right half back. Chance for Stevens. Doing battle with Ops. Chance for Downsborough now. The ball coming towards the boundary line. Stevens gets a handball back inboard. Cotton's there. Shovels it forward towards Ops. 60 metres out. He goes forward. Up towards the goal square. Marsh doing battle with Geister. Comes to Marsh. He'll kick a goal for Norwood. So Norwood go to a 16-point lead. Good play there by Marsh. He kicks his fourth. Norwood 8-8-56 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Centrals 5-10-40.
Well, you just get a little bit of a play, don't you? Young Obst, he's been very, very good tonight. He's got an enormous amount of pace, and they just managed to get the ball out to him, and Cotton pushed it to him, and he just didn't panic. He pushed the ball at the top of the square, and of course, poor old Geister down there, he just sort of fell over and lobbed in Marsh's hands, really. A little bit of luck there, and kicked the goal.
He didn't do too badly on the first occasion, guys. He just pushed Marsh out of the way. That was about 20 seconds beforehand.
He did.
Okay, so after the bounce in the middle, and 16 points is the margin now, and Gallagher is going nowhere. He's brought to the ground by Bello and also Casserly. Let's have a score check, fellas. It's 8-8-56, Central of 5-10-40. That lead is 16 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. There's the bounce again, almost in the centre, actually. Downsborough wins it. It goes straight down the throat of a Central District player, and once again, he's brought to the ground.
He's doing well, Mark, big Downsborough. Yep. I thought that Dewberry got on top of Arnold, but taking him off for a quarter, you get a little bit cold. So Downsborough's played pretty well. Umpire bounces it again, Downsborough. Oh, well done by Obbs, who read it magnificently and then kicks downfield, and the mark at the back has been taken. Has it been paid? No, it hasn't. To young Borlays, and the umpire comes over as a pack develops, and he will bounce inside 50. Well, they seem to have a pretty short forward line, apart from Marsh down there. Bowen at centre-half forward still continuing to be playing well. So Norwood have to kick another one, I reckon, before they're safe. Gallagher trying to pick up the footy for the Redlegs. Ball comes back towards Bowen, about 60 out from the Norwood goal. In goes Kemp, also Crouch for the Redlegs. Daniel there for Centrals, and we'll have a bounce at right half forward. He's a good kid, that Bowen. I don't know much about him, but at centre-half forward he's been most impressive tonight. And he's a Broken Hill lad, Russ has just mentioned, so he looks a real prospect. Bounce down. Bound in the ruck once again, up against Arnold. Over the top came Crouch. Bit of aerial ping-pong there. Ball comes back towards Bello. He's at left half back. Goes up towards left half forward with a long kick. Bowman now running back with the flight of the footy. Has Conway hot on his hammer. The hand pass came across towards Clements, and eventually Clements ran it over the boundary line and out of play. At left half forward for Norwood. They're 8-8-56 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Central's 5-10-40. That's a margin of 16
Actually,
points. Bowman's got on top of Conway, hasn't he? Yeah, he's just sort of really put the hard pressure on Conway. And although Centrals are not sort of kicking it up in the air, I think that Bowman's back on top there. 16 the difference, 16 points. Scotty Lee tried something special, got the hand pass to McGowan. Back it goes to Lillico, and Lillico goes long inside 50. Bowman, he had to sit and wait, and they came at him from all directions. Still a chance here for Chambers if he can get something with the footy going, and he's got a free kick because he's got it over the shoulder, and Chambers is going to kick from about 35-40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Gutsy performance by the young fellow, because he really did take hold of the football, and then the Norwood defenders absolutely sort of jumped all over him, ducked his head a little bit, just watching the replay. So the umpires obviously had to pay it. Okay, so here's Chambers now, and what a crucial goal this will be. It'll get Central back to within 10 points, and we've only played 5 minutes of the last quarter. Here he goes now. Chambers kicking from about 45 metres, right foot, drop punt, and that looks pretty good. It looks gun barrel straight from here, and it is. So all of a sudden, Central right back in this game. It's 6 goals, 10-46. Norwood are 8-8-56, and the margin on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard, Rick, is 10 points. Yeah, well, you wouldn't expect the Bulldogs. They're kicking with a bit of a breeze. You wouldn't really expect them to chuck it in. Norwood have just kicked a couple of quick goals, or one quick goal in this last quarter. But 10 points as Big Yerbury comes back onto the ground, and Robbie Neal's going to have to go right back on that last line, almost a full back. So they've lost one of their forwards, but Big Downsborough doing well at the centre. Here's the bounce down. Downsborough does win the tap once again, but it's snared by Lillico. His kick up towards right half forward. The battle's on there. Davey trying to control the footy. He was well shepherded by Cotton. Davies handball inboard finds Big Yerbury. His kick up towards left half forward there. Not a bad looking kick. Oh, the mark, is it taken by Bowen? Fantastic mark. Good grab taken by the young man, or was the boundary umpire intervened and said it's out of play? We'll wait on the umpire. Well, he's either going to have to pay the mark. Yeah, he's called it out of bounds on the full plate. So a throw in at left half forward. That's a good point. That's a strange one there. Here's the throw in. As I said, at left half forward, members side for the Redlegs. Ball comes back towards Stevens. His kick off the side of the boot, called to play on by the umpires as it was touched off the boot. Cotton goes long into the attacking 50. Mopping up was young Swatala. His kick is a good one, and it finds Scotty Lee at right half back to the Doggies. Yes, Scotty Lee now, one of the most experienced players out there. He changes direction. He goes to Brian Hereda.
He's only played 2 or 3 games in the last couple of years. He's had foot problems. He's enjoying himself. It's a long kick, almost inside 50. Down there was Conway. Well done by Bassett. Read it superbly. Kicked it out wide, but it appears as though there's only Central District players. It's 3 against 1, and the one player out there for Norwood was Gallagher. So Central District work it away. Here's a chance now for them as they bang it inside the 50. That's Casserly. Shocking kick, though, straight down the throat of Pitt.
And he kicks forward up towards the defensive 50 where Clements takes the ball. Off he goes, has a bounce. Hand passes over towards Cotton. Gets it back in the 1-2, does Clements, running through the midfield. Has another couple of bounces. He'll go long up towards the attacking 50, looking for Downsborough, who takes the mark in front of Hopwood. And a chance now for Norwood to kick another goal. Downsborough takes the grab from about 45
He's
out.
in a bit of form, Big Downsborough. I see they've brought Newbury on to go back into the ruck. They've moved Big Downsborough down to centre-half forward, and that was a fantastic bit of play. Clements, coming off that half-back line, moved the ball forward almost, I reckon, 60 or 70 metres, and Downsborough got to the front spot. I've not seen him take a mark like that for about 2 years.
Downsborough looking to get that lead for the Redlegs out to 16 points. Kick on its way. He runs over the 50-metre line. Kicks from 48. Good-looking kick. Or it'll drop short, in fact, in the left forward pocket and goes over the boundary line and out of play where Marsh saw it go out. Left forward pocket. Norwood in attack. They lead by 10 points.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Norwood, if they can just snare a goal here, this still in the balance. Central Districts, I don't know what Peter Jonas can do. There's not much he can do. They just need to get hold of the ball and take it forward.
Yeah, kicked off the ground by Bello, close to the line. It's eventually forced over by Stevens for the Bulldogs, who's on the power list. 10 the difference. 56 plays 46. 5 AA footy. And the big one coming up a little later on this evening at 7:30. The ball. Oh, what's going on here, Rick? What's happened there?
Well, I think that there was a little bit of niggling stuff from Obbs, and they gave the free.
Okay, so Stevens has got the free kick for the Bulldogs from the back pocket. Kicks downfield to half-back. Well done. A couple of hand passes, though, for Norwood. And Cotton's kicked it downfield, but he's kicked it straight to Stevens. So Stevens now for the Bulldogs about to work it out of defence again, and there's a 25-metre penalty.
Scotty Boyce a little bit late on the scene there. Rick
just a little bit late on the scene, but nothing much in there.
What is it, fellas? 25, isn't
25.
It? Okay.
Stevens with the footy at right half-back. Chips the ball across ground. He's got his teammate there, Swatala. Through the centre half-back region. He goes long out towards the outer wing. Herrera's there. Takes the mark in front of Bound. Looking to play on quickly. He's called to do so now by the umpire. Herrera's kicks a home one. It'll land just inside the attacking 50. Up went Conway, who I don't think's taken a mark since half-time. Cunningham sharked it well. Got it towards Ops. His left foot kick in towards the centre of the ground. Chance now for Bound. Gets the hand pass to Gallagher. Left foot kick up towards left half forward. Norwood building well here is Cotton. Hand pass inboard to Ops. Ops running through the attacking 50. 40 out now. Chips inboard and he finds ball ace. 20 metres out from goal. Handballs over the top. Over it goes and a goal to the big fella Downsborough. So Norwood increased their lead to 16 points. It's Norwood 9 goals, 862 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Central 6-10. 46. Great movement of the footy by the Redlegs.
Well, that's the best bit of play of the night, and really credit must go to Cotton because he had a couple of choices in which to make. He could have wheeled around onto his left leg and just fired it down to Marsh, or he could give it off to Obbs, and he chose the right decision because Obbs was on the move running forward, and Obbs also made the right decision in just seeing ball ace, and ball ace nearly messed it up.
16 points. Here's the lead now to Norwood. 16 points. And what have we played, fellas? 10.5 minutes of the last quarter after the bounce. Chambers over the footy, and the umpire's going to have a secondary bounce. Been a good game of footy, Rick.
It's been a fantastic game of footy. The Bulldogs will be unlucky to go down, but Norwood just with a bit more class.
Okay, here's the secondary bounce now. Arnold up in front, cleverly knocks it back, only as far as Cotton, though, in the end. And Cotton, who was instrumental in that last goal, kicks it downfield. He was looking for Bound, couldn't find him. Chance now for Kemp. He kicked it into Bound's shins. It ricocheted. Another chance for Norwood to try and work it forward. In there is Gallagher working hard like a little rabbit. And the umpire comes over and he says, I'll bounce about 65 metres out from the Norwood goal. Let's have a score check. 9-8, 6-10, and the margin is 16 points, fellas, on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
Bounce down at centre half forward for Norwood. Arnold, who's rucked well all day, but the ball was sharked by Cunningham. Long kick up towards the goal square. Marsh doing battle. Has it hit the hands of the players? It has. Through for a rush behind. Norwood 9-9-63. They're first behind of the third quarter. Central 6:10.46. The margin on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard is 17 points.
It's great to see young kids come through, isn't it? A young Bound at centre half forward, young Ball-Ace. They've got some good up-and-coming Yearbury. They've got some good players coming through, Norwood.
Yes, Northern end of the ground. Eventually the kick-in came from Geiston. Norwood a chance to work it forward. Umpire sorted a free kick out, though. In fact, it is going Norwood's way. It's going to Obbs.
Paid the mark. Yep.
Oh, he's paid the mark.
Yep.
Has he? 75 metres from goal. Obbs goes back. So the margin is, 17 points. And Obbs is a long, long way out. He's kicking into a breeze. He decides to go long and also low on the mark at the back, almost there by Geister. In the end, he couldn't hang on. Then he went down and picked it up and tried to hand pass. He gave it to his big centre half back and eventually comes wide of the pack. This is Gallagher. He's got it across to a teammate, Kemp. Kemp, in fact, it's Crouch. And Crouch, no, it was Kemp. I was right the first time. High kick inside 50 for Nord. Outstorms Marsh. Can't take the mark. He's got it again. He tries to whip it around. A chance now. Oh, there's a goal coming up there. And that is by Ball-Ace. And Norwood score. And that is going to be tough now for Central District.
Well, they've got no chance, I wouldn't think, Mark. And now, 12 minutes into this last quarter, I said they needed a couple of goals. Very intelligent little fella, that Ball-Ace. He'd be very, very handy player. And as I mentioned, Bound at centre half forward's been very good. Gallagher, I don't know whether he's a relation to Phil Gallagher, the champion winger for the Redlegs, and he's also very, very impressive. But they've made a couple of good changes, Peter Road. They got the big fella Yearbury back into the ruck, and Downs has made the difference up forward.
Ball-Ace 2 goals for the Redlegs. Nord by 23 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. And it's we've had 13 minutes of the final term. Ball back in the centre of the ground. The rucks do battle. Yearbury won the tap. Cunningham now trying to control the footy. Might have got one in the back. Plants to the umpire. Charging through Stevens, who's done well. His kick didn't go very far. Cotton met it at left half back to kick a high one. Up onto the wing here. Members side. Taken by Castley of the Dogs. He's taken by Crouch. Oh, play on, said the umpire. In goes Davey. With him Daniel. And the umpire said we'll have a bounce down on the wing here.
Well, that's even holding the ball in modified rules, let alone this full-time stuff. He was bumped, tackled, holding the cod, that was.
Interchange. Big Huey Reimers coming on for Damien Arnold. And he'll contest this bounce down on the member stand. Wing up goes Yearbury. It was won by the fresher Reimers. And he's tackled, and the umpire says we'll have another bounce. We've played 14 minutes of this final term, and Rick, can you see Central kicking 4 goals to nothing to win this game?
Absolutely no chance, I wouldn't have thought, but they've played pretty well tonight. They've had their opportunities.
23 points is the lead. Here's Cunningham, who kicks it to short. Only about 15 metres, though. Running onto the football is Hicks. And Hicks stands and delivers. Long kick over the head of Lilico. He goes in now, gets the footy. No one came at him, though. Lee's got it inside 50. Squares the football to the front of the square. Getting back is Bassett. Almost the mark. He's got to run away from Barr. He's forcing the ball into the left forward pocket and eventually does very well. Throw in to take place at left forward pocket, and the margin is 23 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard in favour of the Redlegs.
Their defensive action has been pretty good tonight, Norwood. Bassett's been very good. Pitt's been very good. Bowman's got on top of Conway, and they're just going to do enough to win.
Rucks do battle in that left forward pocket. Bowman used his body, tried to effect a bump there on young Marco Bello, and again, stoppage in play. We'll have a bounce 20 metres out from goal.
I suppose if you're Peter Jonas, you're looking at McCardle, Derek Barr, a couple of forwards with a bit of ability. So he's got something to work on.
Here's the bounce down. Rucks again doing battle. Reimers might have got hand to the footy. Here's Davey now diving on top of the footy. It was McGowan, and again another bounce. About 25 metres out from the Doggies' goal. They desperately need one. They trail by 23 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Other winners today in the SNFL, the Eagles and Sturt, in the AFL, Hawthorn and the Western Bulldogs. The bounce down. Bello tried to control the footy. Here's Bassett, who's played well. He tries to charge through the tackle of Castley. Players diving on the footy once again, and we'll have a bounce. Norwood just working the ball forward. They're on the 50-metre defensive line.
As I said to you before, Downsborough going into the ruck really did put a nail in the coffin of the Bulldogs, but Yearbury's come back on and doing particularly well.
23 points is the lead, and here's Clement trying to work his way out of defence. Eventually gets his kick somehow through the congestion. Underneath it, Hereda takes a very good mark. It was a sliding mark. He had to accelerate to the point, to the footy, and he did it very well. He chips it out toward left half forward for Central District. McGowan goes short looking for Cotter, and he's found him. So Cotter's on the 50, 45-degree angle, Rick.
Yes, well, he's right on the 50, and he's going to have to put the ball up a fair way, but I just don't think he could quite make the distance.
OK, 23 points is the lead to Norwood. Cotter needs this for Central if they're any sniff at all in this game. this round 12 SANFL game on 5AA footy. There's Cotter's kick. That's not bad, that's through. So that's Cotter's first, and Central District get their 7th. They go to 7:10.52. Norwood at 10:9.69. The margin is 17 points.
Well, just when you say that he can't make the difference, he makes an absolute idiot of you. He's gone back, and that just goes to show you the later game, the Collingwood game, that it's going to be worth a couple of goals, as we always mentioned. And that was a pretty good kick. It didn't go too far in the air, but at the 17-minute mark of the last quarter, it's given the Bulldogs perhaps a bit of a sniff.
17 points the margin. Norwood looking to win their 4th straight match. Here's the bounce down back in the centre. Rucks to it again. Yerbury won the tap. Chance now for Joseph Hicks in the centre there, but he can't get rid of the footy.
He was aggressive there, wasn't he?
And we'll have a bounce down once again.
He's played pretty well, young Hicks. He's a big, tall player.
Norwood by 17 points. Bounce down. Up goes Conway, who won the tap on this occasion. Bello trying to get it. Chance now for the Redlegs to clear. Hand pass from Carslake over towards Cunningham. His hand pass, or will it sit for his teammate there in Gallagher? It does. He gets the hand pass in turn over towards his teammate there in Crouch. Long kick up towards the goal square. Oh, Mark taken down there in the forward area.
Bound.
And Bound's taken it about 30 metres out from goal. This should be the nail in the coffin.
Well, he's missed a couple. He's only kicked the 1 goal. He's had a couple of shots for goal, but it just showed the class of the fella. Good work by Marsh too. He just sort of protected him, and he got to the front spot, which he's done all night, and he's been very, very impressive, this young fella.
Ball just dropped, didn't it? And he was able to judge it well.
Bound from 35 metres out, virtually dead in front. The kick on its way. Looks good off the boot. I think it's there. That could be it for the Doggies. Norwood seem to be home from here. They're 11-9-75 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Central 7:10.52 after 18 minutes of the final quarter.
Yes, well, he is a very impressive young fellow, only 20 years of age. The very tough position of centre half forward, and he's kept it pretty open all night. But very impressed with the way that he can get to the front spot, and on that occasion, very well protected there by the big fella Marsh. And he's also kicked 4 goals and been an important part of their side. And Norwood just seem to be home now.
Okay, 23 points is the lead. Yerbury wins the ruck contest in the middle. Gallagher appeared to get one high. Umpire didn't agree. Hicks gets the hand pass to Cotter. Away goes Central District now. Barnes storming forward inside the 50. The 2 number 7s, Bello and also Davey. It comes to Reimers. Huey Reimers kicks downfield. It's rolling, and it rolls through for a behind. The margin is 22 points.
Yes, well, Central District's just unfortunate. Big Reimers now. It's interesting to see why he's been off the ground for a fair time, because he's always been a very, very important part of their side, and it's very interesting to see last quarter at about the 12-minute mark they've brought him on. Should have brought him on a lot earlier, if you ask me.
Didn't play last week. Rick was involved in a car accident, so I'm just not sure what his injury was.
Well, he's playing now.
Bassett to bring the ball back into play. Norwood by 22 points, about to approach time on in the final term. His kick out, Bassett, was a good one. Found Bowman. Bowman chips up towards the defensive 50 line, and he finds Davey. Away goes Davey. His hand pass is a good one. Finds Yerbury. Right foot kick. In fact, it was Neil up towards left half forward. Pack forms up there. Bound brings the ball to ground. Chance down for the Redlegs through. Kemp on the centre wing. His hand pass is a good one. Finds Yerbury. Yerbury's hand pass inboard is a good one. He's got Gallagher. Gallagher's kick up towards left half forward. Herrera's there, but Downsbar kicks the ball off the ground up towards the attacking 50. Bounds there once again. Has his little Scotty ball. I see he's tackled. And the umpire says we'll have a bounce at centre half forward, right on the 50-metre line towards the end. Norwood kicking.
Just shows the class of the player, young Bound. I know I've mentioned him a couple of times, but the ball could have easily just gone past him, but no, he kept it in front of him, and he gave young Ball Ace a bit of an opportunity.
22 points is the lead on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard to the Redlegs. They've had an outstanding 2 months. Having said that, though, Central District have been in pretty good form as well. But Norwood will win this game, this round 12 SANFL game. And as I said, they're having a very, very good 6 or 7 weeks. There's the bounce again. Lilico's got it, but Obbs ties him up, drags him to the ground. The umpire moves over, and he says, come on, fellas, get up. I'm going to bounce again.
Even Norwood, when they're handballing, I think tonight they've only made 3 or 4 mistakes. They just seem to find the body, and that's been the difference in the 2 sides tonight.
Downsborough won the knockdown. McGowan got a quick kick forward, only went about 20 metres. Chance now for Cotton. His left foot kick was a high one up towards attacking 50. Setting himself as Ball Ace. Ball hits the hands of Bound. Bound goes long up towards the forward area. Chance now for the big fella Marsh. Red off the hands of the back by Cunningham. Can he steal it for the Redlegs? Yes, he can. Goal to the Redlegs. They're home. They're 12-9-81 on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. Central 7-11-53. We've played 21 and a half minutes of the final quarter.
Yeah, just the difference. Harvey, Cunningham, they just know where to be when the ball comes into their into their forward line. Just read the ball beautifully off the pack. He's a very, very intelligent young fella. He's tough. He's at the ball. He hasn't probably had a fantastic game tonight. He kicked a couple of goals, but just when the chips are down, he's just got the class to be in the right position. And he read the ball beautifully, and they couldn't catch him. And he just put it absolutely straight through and just put, I reckon, the nail just in the coffin.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's 28 points of difference, I reckon. There's about 4 minutes to go, so...
All right, don't pick on me.
I'm not picking on you.
Norwood, you blokes pick Central.
Well, very good point. All of a sudden you bring that up. OK, there's the bounce in the middle, and away goes Central District. This is Lillico. A very high kick. Casserly getting underneath it, and so did Pitt. Pitt did well, knocked it away. Bit of difference in height here. Casserly has got the speed, though. Chance for Hicks. Does well. Gets it to Bello. Back to Hicks. Hicks has got it about 60 metres out. He's in trouble, though. He's lost it. Casserly's got it. Kicks inside 50. Hicks getting underneath it, and also Clement. Chance now for McCardle. He's got it. Then he lost it, and Lee's got it. And Lee has kicked out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, that was bad luck. Pretty good defensive work down there, though. They really are wrapping them up now. Clements has been very, very good. The umpire's given him a free to McCardle about 30 metres out. I don't know what that was for. Perhaps after he'd kicked the ball, after Lee had kicked the ball, they put McCardle down. And I think Robbie Neal was just standing the mark, so a bit unfortunate here.
Well, this is Sam McCardle. He's certainly done his job. He kicked 2 in the second and 1 in the third, so this is for his 4th. And here he goes. He's lining up from 35 metres, 45-degree angle. He just chips at it. What's he done with this? I reckon he might have put it through late in this game, and he has put it through for a goal. So McCardle's got 4, Rick. It's 12-9 to 8 goals 11. We've played 23 and a half minutes into this last quarter. He's played pretty well.
Yes, he has played pretty well. He's kicked 4 goals. They've changed that forward line around a little bit. They've put Hicks down there, then they've changed it around. Conway's dropped right out. Bowman's really got on top of him, but that was a give-me. The umpires obviously found a free there pretty easily, but 4 goals, I suppose. You drive back to Elizabeth and you say, well, done my job tonight, 4 goals, thank you very much, but we only got beat by about 12 points.
4 goals to Marsh, 4 goals to McCardle, Norwood by 22 points. Time running out in this game for the Doggies. Bounce down back in the centre of the ground. Up goes Yerbury. Won the knock. The bounce did favour him. Here's Cotter now. Chance for Karslake on the outer side wing. He's got the footy now. Gives the handball inboard. Looking for Gallagher. He's eventually trying to pick the footy up once again. Players diving in there. And again, we'll have a bounce at right half forward, about 65 metres out.
I was just watching Cunningham on that occasion. He had no absolute chance of getting hold of the ball, but he really did put Karslake in the right spot. He just shepherded a couple of times, and it was just unfortunate they couldn't get the ball away.
Bounce down, kick off the ground by the Redlegs up towards the attacking 50. But it's Swatala now who mops up, gives the hand pass over the top towards his teammate Chambers. Chambers kicks a good one, finds Harada. Harada goes further afield up towards Casserly at left half forward. So Casserly, too far out to score. He's about 70 metres out from goal. Directs traffic up towards centre half forward. Not a great kick. And the mark taken back there by Big Yerbury. He plays on. Gives the handball over towards Robbie Neal. Intercepted by Bello. His hand pass was meant for McGowan. Over it goes to McCardle. In turn to Joseph Hicks. Hicks goes towards goal, but it's off to the left. And through for a behind. Central's 8-12-60. Norwood 12-9-81. The margin 21 points on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard.
What a stupid thing to do by Yerbury. Absolutely dopey, because he just took a magnificent mark, and all he had to do was go back and just push the ball to advantage, and he's just handballed straight to the ground. Those are the types of things that lose matches.
OK, Bassett to Davey, and now to Neal, who's at half-back, eastern side, down to Pitt. And Pitt over on that eastern half-back flank, way over on the far side of Footy Park, and the crowd starting to build for the Crows Collingwood clash, and the boys will be on air from 7:30. The game starting at 8:10. There's Pitt's kick downfield, looking for the big ruckman. He was unable to take the mark. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham's got it. He gives it across to Kemp. A chance now for Gallagher, I reckon it is. Gallagher's left foot kick. He looks for bounds in the goal square. Can't control the footy. Geister's with him, puts him under pressure, forced through for a behind.
Their defensive action tonight, as I mentioned, Pitt on that outer side. He's a little bit stiff and sore now. Toddy, Davey, Clement, Bassett, Bowman, they've all just been pretty good tonight.
Norwood by 22 points, 12-10 to 8-12. The kick out marked at centre half forward by Cotton.
He'd have to be in the top 5, I reckon, young Cotton. He's played pretty well tonight. He's got a number of possessions.
Got better as the game's gone on. So Jared Cotton, left foot kick, will fall short, about 25 metres short of goal. Oh, mark taken there in the forward area by Marsh, who's kicked for himself, one in each quarter, and he'll line up from 35 metres out.
Well, the great thing about a full forward is if you keep on leading and you keep on competing, you're going to put yourself in the play. Sometimes when you've lost a little bit of confidence, you stop leading and you just want the ball to come straight in and you try and mark it. But this fellow has hustled and bustled. He's hustled and bustled a very, very good player in Geister, and he's going to kick 5.
Marsh, just his second game of SANFL footy, lines up, kicks from eventually about 40 metres out. The kick looks good off the boot. I think it's there. One on the goal umpire. He says it's a goal. So Norwood move along to a 28-point lead on the Rocker Brothers scoreboard. They're 13-10-88. Central's 8-12-60. 5 goals to Marsh.
Well, they've had a couple of good full forwards, haven't they? Christian O'Brien, Pascoe. Pascoe's no longer around the place. He must be injured. But they've brought...
Playing seconds.
Is he?
Yep.
Hell, Tommy, he should be better than that. Anyway, so O'Brien has come in and out and had injuries. But this fellow, I've seen him a couple of times in the reserves, and tonight's 5 goals been the difference between the two.
28 points is the lead to Norwood, and in the end it's been pretty easy, hasn't it? As Borlase bangs it out of the middle and kicks it up towards centre half forward, running onto it, McGowan for the Bullies, chips it out wide to Castle, who's been getting a bit of the leather in this last quarter. He's on pit. Here he goes now from the wing. Long kick towards centre half forward, but the mark taken by Yerbury, falling back. Gee, he's athletic.
Don't handball it.
Well, I think he just did. No, he didn't.
No,
he didn't.
Thank God for that.
No, he didn't handball it. He's going back to
better.
He's going back to kick it.
Kicks long up towards the centre position. Oh, good mark taken by Downsborough. Another good mark there, Rick, to Downsborough.
Yep, he's been very good tonight.
Hand pass off towards Cars, like he finds Borlase at left half forward. And as the siren sounds, it's all over here at Footy Park. Norwood too good for Centrals. Norwood 13-10-88. Centrals 8 goals, 12-60. The final margin, 28 points.
I've got the goal.